Your defense is in trouble and Nketiah in the room. Hey, Arsenal win by 3 goals to 2. 50 points. You guys, you know what it is. It's the Arsenal show. And let's get talking about the mighty Arsenal. It's been a while, people. Straight after this intro. Come on. Wagwan, everyone. I hope you're doing well and welcome back to another Arsenal show. The Arsenal show's back. We missed a week, people. My apologies. It's on my behalf with work and other commitments. But guys, we are back, and there's no better way to be back after beating Manchester United in a hotly contested match again at the Emirates, and with a last-minute winner from a number 14. We've seen that before. We'll get right into it. But before we get into it, I do have some special guests and my co-hosts. And you know what? They are both special. They are very much special and a special hot place in my heart as Arsenal fans. Let me bring on my regular co-host. You know, it's Will.
What's up, people? How you doing? You all right?
How are you doing, Will? How you been today? How you been feeling?
You know what? Every time we do an Arsenal show and you ask me that question, the bar is lifted. Because I was good last time. I was great. For a couple of times before that, I'm fantastic. The words can't describe, you know what I mean, how good this Arsenal team are making me feel. And nothing can upset me during the day. Nothing can upset me during the day. I'm just loving it.
Exactly. It's crazy how powerful football is, how it can affect everything, just like how you're thinking on a day-to-day basis and how you're really loving your club, looking forward to the weekend. And you might not even have anything to do on the weekend, but, you know, it's just amazing, you know, thinking about the Arsenal. That's giving you something to do. And even in these cold days as well, you don't really want to go out too much, but you want to go out just to chat to your Arsenal non-Arsenal mates.
I watched the game. I'll tell you later. I watched the game in the pub, and I will tell you the story later. But I have to shout out to Will Gibson and David. Big up, boys.
Big up,
from
Will
Canada,
and
so I said I'd shout out to them boys, and yo to everybody in the chat.
Exactly. Just before we get into you guys in the chat, I do have my guest. It's been a while. He's a special guest, but he's been on the channel before. It's been a while. I said I'll get him on, and he's here. Moss, boss, how are you doing, man?
Oh, couldn't be better, man. Couldn't be better. We're legit top of the table now.
Exactly. Toxic positive gooners. We're not toxic anymore.
You were right. It ends up coming around that we were all right, that we were going in the right direction, eh?
Tell me about it. And guys, if you don't know Moss, and you can probably tell with his accent now, if you've not heard him before, he is in Canada. And how has your Monday been so far? I know it's still quite early for you.
Yeah, it's afternoon, and I don't know. I want to almost watch that match again from yesterday. It was a wonderful Sunday, man. And you get so excited, you miss parts. And big up to everyone in the chat as well. CM, I was in his watch along, and the man, you guys were taking it well. You know, they were congratulating us as well. So big ups to CM. I mean, there's no toxicity, and both our clubs are rising and getting back to where we belong. It's all good.
Exactly. Just before we get into it, people, let's go through some of your comments because we've got plenty of you in here. Big up Vibes, who says, make sure you drop a like and support my guy Tariq. We would really appreciate it, man. Big up yourself, Vibes. Thank you for that. He was a Man United fan as well, so that's what I appreciate that even more, popping through and showing love and respect as always. Big up yourself, my brother. Big up Beanie Ween in here, says,
yes,
got super Eddie and Nketiah. And of course, if you are regular watching the show, if you're watching this afterwards, you know, you got the number one defender to the left, to the right of me, shall I say, in Will. And then me, I'm the second in command. I'm the one who's supporting in the press, a bit like Erdegaard in terms of Eddie and Nketiah. But yeah, man, we'll certainly get into him and talk about his statement night, the night that Eddie and Nketiah was born, to a lot of the Arsenal fan base and to a lot of non-Arsenal fans as well. Big up yourself for the question in here as well. I'll ask this as the first question, in fact. So let me hold that there. We got CM in the place as well. It says be sure to drop a like on the video.
Big up CM.
Subscribe and share to your friends and frenemies.
He did a good job, like I said.
Excellent job on the preview show.
And the preview show as well. Yeah, big up my brother CM. He held it down. You know what I mean? It's a pleasure having him on, and it's always great talking to, you know, Man United fans that, you know, man, that you can't hate, can you? You can't hate CM. You know what I mean? Like,
I love him. I love him to death. I love him to death.
Exactly.
And he spits so much facts as well.
It's true. It is true indeed. Big up yourself, Duds. He says, yo, boys and gals. Hope you're keeping well, Duds. Hope you're doing good. And he says, we love you, Canada. Just for you there, Moss. Hope you heard that. Exactly.
We're representing now. We're getting our players over there.
Exactly. And here we go. And you know what? Just before we get into that question, Peony, because it is a good one, and I do like that one. I just want to ask Wilf and Moss. We'll start off with you, Wilf. That statement victory last night. Before we talk about any individuals, because we'll have enough time to go into that, and then we'll have to deep dive just on the overall. How important and how did that victory make you feel?
Going into the game, I kept saying to my people, this is going to be the game of the season. This is going to be the game of the season because of the resurgence of Man United. The distance we've travelled since that defeat at Old Trafford, how we've grown, where the form of both teams, because arguably they're the two most informed teams in the Premier League at the current time. Because Man United were up until the Palace game, they were on a 9-game winning streak.
Yeah.
So that's 10 games unbeaten. We hadn't lost since they beat us. So that was the prize fight. That was the biggest fight on the card. And it didn't disappoint. As statement wins go, this is the biggest one. This is the toughest test. This is the toughest game. This is the best performance performance overall. I mean, we've played better at times, but to have a slugfest with the old enemy, that's why I've got such a buzz now from the victory. You know what I mean? The narrative of Man United are in a title race, which I do think they are, and I still think they are. Don't say not going to win it. It's just in case us or Man City slip up. But the narrative of, man like Gary Neville was saying, Arsenal are going to finish third, and everybody's waiting for us to slip up, and this is the next banana skin. And we showed the world this ain't no flash in the pan. This is a special team.
Exactly that. Very true. I agree with those words right there. We'll talk about Man United as well a little bit in regards to their performance. Of course, we'll have a bit of time. So if you are a United fan, we would like to hear our thoughts, and we'll talk about them in a short while. But Moss, my brother, how was you at that final whistle? You know, we had those that VAR check that gave us that another bit of anxiety.
It was like 2-3 celebrations there, wasn't it?
Exactly. It gave us something else to celebrate. But Moss, how did you feel when that final whistle went and you saw the Emirates roar, Zinchenko and Arteta, and how did it make you feel?
Yeah, that was amazing. I mean, it felt like maybe it was too long ago, or you were a baby, I guess. It felt like back in the days, 90s, early 2000s, you know, like battling Man U, you know, the old enemy back and forth. And it was like there was goals. There was a lot of quality. It wasn't like Liverpool-Chelsea 10th place battle. It was really two quality teams going at each other. I mean, we had 25 shots. So it shows we were going at it. And there were... So I never really had that feeling of doom. I felt like, damn, they tied it up 2-2. It screwed my correct score and my 3-1 on my bet prediction. and I was mad about that. But then I still felt like, man, we're going to win this. We're going to win this. I think The Guardian, Will sent a piece around, and they were kind of like describing that too, that it was such good quality play and two good teams going at each other, but you kind of always felt like Arsenal's winning this at the end, you know, and so I wasn't too nervous. But yeah, it was a relief to see Eddie get there and count that one, you know, like unbelievable stuff. Did they still not give Odegaard assist for that? Come on.
I think they did. I think they did in the end. I think
Finally did?
FPL did. So yeah, I think he gets that one. But once again, I agree with you there, Moss, because guys, when I was watching the game, I was watching it with my sister, and she was feeling a little bit more nervous. But I was saying throughout the game, don't worry, I felt that confidence that we were still going to win, and I can't remember the last time I felt that as an Arsenal fan. I can't remember how it just felt like we deserve to win this game, and I still feel like we're going to get what we deserve up until the death. And when we got what we deserve, the elation wasn't as much relief. It was we actually, yes, in terms of that we've actually done it, like, because we deserved it. If we would have came out of that game with a 2-2 draw, I would have felt disappointed. That would have felt like a loss.
100%.
Because we got Patrick in here. He's a City fan. Big up yourself, Patrick, each and every time. And this City team, they make draws feel like defeats, because we know that the capability that they have of, they haven't been at their scintillating best this season. They haven't been anywhere near that, like how good we know City can be. Excuse me, sorry. Thank you. But yeah, we just know that City have the capability to do so. And when they've got goals from Haaland, you know, he's went and scored a hat-trick yesterday, lowering it down to 2 points, a draw. And for Man United to have 4 points against us in terms of the performances in 180 minutes against them, that would have felt like robbery. Honestly.
Oh, without doubt. And also, remember, this City side, yes, they're not the all-conquering, but they're not crap.
No,
they're not crap. They're still a good side. You know what I mean? Like you said, look at the goal tally. No one scored more goals than them. You know what I mean? They still know how to beat up a team.
Yeah, exactly. And that's where I felt like, you know, with City, like they can turn it off in terms of their goals, and they're going to outscore plenty of other teams. And when they come up against them, so I thought, you know what, we need this win, and we got it, and we deserved it. And when you look at the statistics after the game, like, we had the most touches against Manchester United than any other Premier League team has in the opposition box this season. And 63. I believe it might be 64.
It's insane.
63. I know, it's crazy to do that. And Man United, as you said, who are in such good form, and a lot of Man United fans were confident going into this.
Conte speaking.
Oh, is he?
Does anyone in the chat know why the game is delayed? They're saying. I just saw, I got no audio, but I saw a thing go across the screen. Game is delayed.
All right. If someone in the chat knows, please drop it in the chat, and any updates in there as well. We really appreciate that.
Conte's too nervous should be the excuse.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was well deserved, and even when we wasn't at our best, guys, I'll say that, and we'll talk about some individuals when we get into that there. But I don't think we was at our brilliant best, which I've seen us in other games and other points in the season. But that shows the floor. Me and Wilf have spoken about this. The floor isn't low in terms, because how hard they work, and how much cohesion they have as a group, and how well they know each other. Even if they're not all on their day, as they have been at points this season, we can always not necessarily carry, but help them and support them, and their base level is not going to be as low. But so yeah, it was just great to see. And Moss, we'll come back to
to show the dominance. There was a point where all 11 Man United players were in the box. Exactly. All 11 of their players.
Exactly. We'll get into that in the second half. But Moss, in terms of how the game started for you, we started off fast. We picked up two corners in the opening 4 minutes, but then I felt like Man United kind of settled the game a little bit and carried out their game plan in the first 20 minutes or so. What was your feelings in the opening half of yesterday's game?
Yeah, I thought we came out really good, like you said, positive, and we were on the front foot and made them run amok a little bit. But yeah, like you said, they came into it. Just seeing Spuds warming up here. Is it cold over there then?
Oh, it's freezing. Yeah,
really,
it's freezing.
You guys. And you could just see that we were getting chances, we were getting through balls, we were getting what we want. But then they started coming on. We were getting a few fouls. I was getting nervous because I don't know. Ben White hasn't had a bad game all season, but his timing was way off yesterday. His tackles, his headers, everything. He was missing passes. Party wasn't having a good first half. He was turning the ball over, but he played much better the second half. But yeah, you're like you said, we're such a tight unit. They talk at half. I called it. I was on CM and Bobby's watch-alongs, and I was saying they're gonna take White off and put Tommy on because he's healthy and he'll shut down Rashford, and he did. And that's a unit when you just no one's like, oh, I'm not starting. Oh, I'm not. It's, hey, here's a job to get done. Our club needs it. And he went in and he did fantastic, Tommy. And yeah, about the first half, it's, we go down 1-0, but like you said about towards the end of the league, it just seemed like we're getting so many chances that, we were going to come good.
Definitely. What would you like to add on that, Wilf, in terms of the first half?
Just with that first half, we still maintained our dominance against a very good side.
Yeah.
I think we just edged it. Their goal was slightly against the run of play, but only because we had them pinned back. The usual 25, 30 minutes we go at a team. But it was the relaxedness, the calm after Rashford scored, by the way, which was a banging goal. You know what I mean? Yeah. It was as soon as he cut in on his right foot, I thought goal. But
nice.
I wasn't nervous. Yeah, I was tense throughout the game. Because of the threat that Man United have, be it Rashford or be it Fernando. I mean, they didn't. Other than Rashford, they didn't really have enough quality to beat us. But Bruno and certain men like that have a second in them, and that's all it takes. But we handled them, and we showed them that we can defend against you, and when you break out, and we can handle your counter press, and we can unlock your low block.
Exactly. It's a good point. Yeah, exactly. We did handle them. It's a good way to think of that, because obviously when you're watching the game and the emotions in it, you don't, because you are tense, because you do recognize that Rashford can, in any split moment, how many times has he done it against us? Like he did yesterday. Little nutmeg on Partey. Partey gave it away, as Moss said there. And once again, I agree. In terms, he was sloppy to begin with. He was, and he was quite rusty with his passes, and he gave it away. And then Rashford punished him to the maximum extent. The mistake wasn't worth that. It wasn't a mistake where it wasn't like where you think the chances of conceding a goal is going to be quite high. But Rashford, in the form that he's in, the confidence he's feeling, took that, and it was a maximum punishment that for Partey in that situation. But apart from that, there was no more chances for Manchester United in the first half. No more. And that just shows you how good this Arsenal side is. And
the biggest fear I had was not Bruno doing something awesome, but Bruno raping the ref and talking him into a penalty after the game.
Oh, yeah, true. Yeah. I think, because that was there as well, where it was just a straight long ball from Lisandro Martinez.
That guy is a referee merchant, man. He is on top of the ref all the time. Even CM mentions it, and some other people. Colm does too. That it's getting sickening, Bruno.
Oh, that's
how he managed to try and make it look like a penalty. I don't know, but he did well. He did well, because my first instinct was that pen?
Yeah,
but he didn't. The ref handled the game well.
Yeah, he actually did pretty good.
But yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'll give credit to the referee in that sense, because I didn't feel like there was any big decisions that he got wrong in that sense. But yeah, just before I go into the next bit, and we got someone else in the background who I'll bring in shortly. So that first half for me, as you said, Benjamin White, he didn't start well. I thought he actually grew into the second half, and I don't think the reason why he got taken off was because of his actual performance. I think it's the yellow card.
It was more of the yellow, but he was that was Brad, and he hasn't had a bad game all year. That was his only bad game I've ever seen.
That's why I give him a blind on this one, because his standards have been so high. It's made this game look bad.
Yeah, exactly. And even his game,
it wasn't a
as I
bad
said,
game. Yeah,
his game wasn't bad. He wasn't bad. He started off bad. He's giving it away.
Yeah.
I thought Partey same there, but he grew into the second half. I actually thought that, like
It's a big job to cover
Yeah.
Rashford. Anybody.
Exactly. There's not many players that can do that at this moment in time, in the form that he's in and how he's feeling and how confident he is. And even when he's not made, like I thought Ben White, and if you have a look at even some of like the whole actions of Rashford, Ben White actually tackled him more times than he didn't. Then he gave it away.
Yeah.
But once again, when you've seen just how he started, how sloppy he was and missed time in certain things, it gives you that edge and that nervousness. Whereas if you look at it holistically now, if you was to watch that game back, you'd be like, Ben White actually wasn't that bad, but Tomiyasu had to come on because we've been in these big games before where we've had a red card when we haven't deserved, we deserved to win, like against Manchester City last year, in January a year ago, and we felt like, no, we've missed a big opportunity here to put a state. And Arteta, he wasn't willing to make that mistake or allow that to happen.
We'll take that risk. Yeah, exactly. Take that risk again.
Take that risk because it wasn't necessary. When you've got a player like Tomiyasu who can come on now, he's no disrespect because I actually don't think he's as bad as what other people say. But he's not.
No, I don't.
On Cedric. Do you know what I mean? So this is it, Tomiyasu.
And you got to remember.
I just think if we ever need to mark someone like Son or Rashford, like Tommy's your man. Like Tommy shuts people down.
Yeah, exactly. Tomiyasu one-on-one. There's not many defenders better than him one-on-one in that battle because Rashford got him a couple of times. One to pull out that fantastic save from Ramsdale. But other than that, once Tommy got the feel for him, Rashford had 6 touches in 30 minutes towards the end. Yeah,
but just before we carry on, I have to bring in my brother King, who's in here as well.
Yes,
it's been a while,
King.
My brother.
Man, the OG
King, my brother. How are you, man?
We'll get
into I love it though. We'll get into Eddie. But King, I just wanted to hear your thoughts on the Arsenal's first half. Me and Moss, we've spoken about, and Wilf, we've spoken about how, we had some slow starters, but we still were to press inside. And you know what? You said his name, Eddie Nketiah. Talk about that equaliser and Eddie Nketiah and Arsenal's move in that moment as well.
I really have to big up Eddie for his temperament and his mentality. He decided this summer that he was gonna go and get that number 14 shirt, even though he know there was a lot of pressure, a lot of history, a lot of people against it, but he didn't care. He backed himself, and he's been patient, and he's shown once again that if you give him a run of games, he's good enough to play, and he's turning up in big games. Last season he scored against Chelsea. I think he scored against Man U. He scored a couple of goals against a few big teams, and this season again, he's shown it again. Big game, big moments. He's there, but he's not just a poacher anymore. He's pressing, he's tackling. He's linking up. He's there to do the 1-2s, and it's just amazing to see, a kid, who's had so much patience and who's finally grown up and become a man, and you can see the difference between now and 2-3 years ago, and fair play to him, because a lot of people didn't think he had it in him. A lot of people been giving him a lot of stick. A lot of people wanted him gone, but Wilf's always been his number one fan, always backed him, and he was right. Big up to Eddie. Honestly, I'm so proud of him.
How did you feel about
think it's like, young English boy not getting a chance, coming in of age story, like even people keep pointing out his physique, like from 2 years ago. He's completely put in the work. Like Arteta sees this stuff behind the scenes. Like he's ripped now, and he's learned from Jesus, and he's doing the bits, man. And I don't know, maybe it's becoming Ghanaian rich, maybe it's helped him too. Who knows? But he's a future black star for sure.
Definitely, man. And
I think Eddie backs himself to play for England. I think he believes in
Yeah,
himself.
he
But
does.
didn't he
And
do
fair
the
play. But yeah, I
Ghanaian?
think the first half,
He did the
Yeah,
Ghanaian.
he went.
No,
I think that was just.
to get
He
citizenship.
happened to be at the
holiday.
same time there with them at the same time, and wanted to big him up really because he watched their game. But I mean, to show Eddie's faith in himself, to take the number 14 shirts, demand it, say I want the number 14 shirt. He's always backed himself. Whatever level he's played at, he's always backed himself. And I've said this before.
Well, when Ian Wright is backing you, come on.
Yeah, but he and Henri, and he broke the under 21 scoring record. And who did he take it off? Alan Shearer. You know what I mean? The boy scored goals all at every level. His professionalism, his self-confidence, his self-belief, and knowing that when my time comes, I'm grabbing it with both hands and my teeth and putting 2 foot in it as well. And he's done that. The doubt that everybody had about him was, oh, can he replace Jesus? He's not only replaced him, but he's surpassed him in many ways because he's banging in the goals. You know, is he going to be Jesus? No, nobody's going to be Jesus. But what he's done is add a level of Jesus-ness to his game, as well as the goals. Because we talk about him missing chances, but he's there to miss those chances.
Definitely.
And his goal ratio is outrageous. He scored 12 in 12 starts, seven in his last 7 games. He's got like something like 19 goals in 35 games. That them kind of stats is, put this way, if Haaland had them stats, or Kane, or one of them, everybody would be going nuts. Son, Rashford even had those stats. Everybody would be going nuts. But people are not giving Eddie his proper dues, even though they're saying now, oh yeah, he's good. You're not giving the man his proper recognition. You're not putting enough respect on his name. The guy's a goal scorer.
And
he came into that.
Hey, Tariq, King, I love Eddie too, but you think also part of it is, man, whoever's going to be our center forward is going to get loads of chances.
Yeah. But this is what I'm saying. Also, to be fair to Eddie Nketiah, like, he's more than a goal scorer now. That's what he's always has been, and that's what he has been since he was a kid. But
his link-up play has gotten a lot better.
Yeah.
Exactly that. And this is something that I saw in the Man United game last season, where we wasn't so great in that game, but Eddie Nketiah was holding down Rafael Varane. He was yesterday, sorry, if it feels like today because it was such an amazing win, but he was holding down Lisandro Martinez, who is an aggressive centre-back who doesn't give you a moment to breathe, and he's playing that ball first time. And exactly, he's got the nickname for the Butcher for the reason. And this is what I really like and enjoying from Eddie Nketiah.
And got tenderized by Odegaard.
Exactly. And even with, Eddie Nketiah didn't score last week, and he should have, in all honesty, with the chances that he had. Yeah. But we weren't complaining about him because the performance levels there. We as Arsenal fans, we know this season, we have seen it, how we appreciate Jesus. Jesus was going on a barren run, and he was missing plenty of chances. I think he was in the statistics for like missing the most chances in Europe at one stage. From a striker. But we still
admittedly most of them were on target, So there was saves.
But he's missing them as well. I was there at the Wolves game. He was as well when he should have scored in those games. But we don't criticize him because we know what he brings to us as in the team and how he raises our level of performance. Eddie's not Jesus. He's not as dynamic as him, and he's not as naturally gifted as him. But the work ethic that he's showing is that if Jesus was fit tomorrow, he's not starting. It's that simple in the next Premier League game, and that's what we want, and that's what we want in terms of competition for places. Because the question that every single fan, not a non-Arsenal fan, was saying as well, but is Eddie Nketiah good enough to come in for Jesus? And I think right now he's proven that.
I've always said that. And
you can tell our players know that he's good enough and that he's trained well enough. Like, they believe in him, so you got to go with that. What were you guys thinking when he got De Gea made that great save on him from point blank?
I thought put it this way, 2 games on from now, Eddie would have slotted that to the side of him. Yeah, 2 games
It was
because
just
it's
like
a
a
big
reaction.
game. Right?
Yeah, it was like a quick
But
reaction.
what Eddie has given us is it's like you've seen war films and stuff. You got the 50 mil cannon, and that might be Jesus, but 40 mil and the machine guns, that's Eddie now. So it's different weaponry, and teams of up until now, up until Jesus got injured, teams have been working out trying to figure out how do you play against Arsenal with Jesus in the front, and just as their systems have learned to cope with that, or they think they've learned to cope with that, all of a sudden that has to be thrown out the window because it's Eddie now. So we got to watch what he does, how Arsenal use him, and adjust accordingly for teams coming up. So when Jesus comes back now, they're like, okay, which plan are we going to have to use now? And it ain't easy to transition from that. Yeah. And like you said, he's given us something different. He the way he spins a man. You know what I mean? They're like he did in what game was it?
Was it Brighton?
The West Ham game. And
West Ham.
Yeah, and you look at the goals he's got to get at Oxford, the goals he got against Brighton. That was a tough run of games. You look at those fixtures, yeah. So Brighton, Spuds, Man United, and Newcastle. If we'd come out of those games with 6 points, no, sorry, not 6, 8 points, we'd have been happy. Yeah, 2 draws and 2 wins. We've come out of those with 3 wins and a draw. That's saying something.
Exactly. And just before we carry on, guys, let's go into the comments because we've got plenty of interaction tonight, and I really am loving it, and I really appreciate each and every one of you that's joined us here as well. It really is grateful. Well, I'm really grateful. And let's get into it because we've got plenty of comments in here, so I'll bring up as many as I can. Vibes in here as well saying Arsenal showed why they're top of the league. I wasn't mad yesterday. It was a good game to watch, but don't let City win the league now, he says. A Manchester United fan living in that area. So yeah, he'll definitely agree with.
Yeah, we're not going to.
And I agree with you. I agree with you as well. And Luke's in here saying he's still buzzing from yesterday. And then in there, Peony asks him the question, loving Eddie now? Yesterday, I thought we saw the best ever performances from Eddie and Saka in an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
Do you agree, lads, just quickly? Yeah,
I agree. I think Saka's probably had a better game, but it was more noticeable because of the opponent.
He's on that side so much.
Yeah, because of the opponent, you can say that. But I mean that because he had a storming game in the North London derby last year when we was it last season when we beat him 3-1. Him, Emil Smith Rowe. It's because of the magnitude of the game
and the quality and the confidence.
And the quality that it looked the best. Eddie, yeah, definitely that was his best game in an Arsenal shirt.
Yeah, exactly. I've still got you 2 comments there, questions there, Peony. I will get into them. I really appreciate it.
Might have been Zinchenko's best game too, and he's had a couple good ones.
We'll get into him. We'll get into Zinchenko as well. Don't you worry about that. But yeah, let me just go through some of these comments first. DB in the place, hope you're keeping good. Says in the first half, we let Man United in the game a bit with sloppy passing. I agree. In the second half, we asserted ourselves. Agree with that comment right there. Can't complain. And as you brought him up there, Moss Tezzy May in the building, 100%.
Easy, my girl Tezzy.
Exactly, my girl Tezzy as well. 100% Zinny, my man of the match, and you can't complain. And you know what? It's an interesting discussion. And you know what? He's definitely up there. That's why I put him in the
vote. There's 4 men that could have got it yesterday. 4 men could have got it.
Exactly. There's one there that I will definitely have to talk about as well, who hasn't really been receiving as much praise as I thought when I was watching the game. But it'll be interesting to hear your thoughts. We'll get into that in a bit. Sorry about that, guys. One sec. Give me.
What?
I'm back. My apologies.
That's right.
So yes, Luke saying seeing Zinni celebrating with the fans and his reaction at the end of the game was just awesome. The passion that even before the game he did that pre-match that pre-match talk, and we saw it when the cameras up there as well. Yeah, definitely something we have to talk about. But yeah, big up big up Rich in here as well, and he's coming in.
Big Rich.
He's saying big up T, Wilf, and Moss, and big up the panel.
Keep going, Palace, Vieira.
You.
Keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. Hey, you helped us. with getting Casemiro that booking as well.
Always. And the draw. Just, you know, South London massive, man. Doing the team.
Exactly.
That's where we started it off, Will.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, Moss, this is a comment for you right there. Big up yourself, my brother Rich. He says,
I responded. Not many people ever do that. There's so many in our fan base that were ripping ripping Odegaard,
Madison.
He's weak, and now they don't talk about it at all. Like how much they were disparaging these guys.
Big up my brother Rich. He called me. He called me probably about 2 weeks ago when he said about Benjamin White as well, and that's why I respect Rich, man. That's why I got a lot of respect for him because he'll
People
do that.
Can change their minds. Much more respect. Yeah,
he's a football man. He knows his football, so you know
exactly. Trossard cameo was encouraging. Muddy Riku, indeed. Ain't it, Peony? Muddy who?
You know.
Exactly. Luke
what
said,
do you think of Trossard though, Tree?
Well, we'll get into that as well. We'll definitely will, because we'll talk about him and how and the impact that we feel like he can make in the short and for the season.
Friday, not Saturday.
Yeah, because we got a game on Friday coming up. White had an off day, straight back in for me when we play City on Friday, though. We'll talk about that as well. It's an interesting comment right there.
We got options now. That's what it is. We've got options now. We've got squad depth.
We'll get into that. This is what I'm saying. Some brilliant comments, and you guys are helping us with the talking points on here too. We still got plenty more to go through, so let me just get in through them. Big up Wes Bird saying
this one is boys now.
Happy birthday, Wes.
Your Highness, yeah.
What was that, my bro?
The other day, Your Highness.
What was that you said, my bro King?
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead.
Sorry, my bro. So yeah, Duds, as per transfer marked, Saka worth 100 mil, Jesus 75, Erdegaard 60, Martinelli 60.
Triple that.
Yeah, keep it going up.
That's what we love to see.
Minimum.
We do love to see that indeed. Let me go through some more. Peony in the place says Eddie just needed a run. I was laughed at when I was shouting it from the rooftops.
Yes,
Laughing now. And whenever Peony, excellent comment again, because whenever we see
their scuba gear today,
whenever we've seen him have a run of games, he scored goals. He scored 5 in 8 starts at the end of last season, and now he scored 4 in 5? Is it?
No, it's 7 in 7.
7 in all competitions. Exactly.
Yeah, but 12 in 12 starts. 12 in 12 starts.
That's ridiculous, guys.
Anyone would take that.
That's mad, and this is it. And does Jesus come straight back in? You know what? No, he doesn't for me. Would you say that, guys?
But that's what you want. Each striker's so hungry and worried the other one's going to start that each time they sub in, they're like balls out, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean,
but for me,
that's go on.
And if you look at, for example, Man City, at the start of the season, Foden was the main man. But now Grealish has come on and stepped up. Mahrez has come on and stepped up.
Mahrez has played great.
Alvarez has come on and stepped up. And he's on the bench. And it's going to be the same for Jesus. Like, he's going to have to... Oh, sorry, 1 sec. He's going to have to come on and step up and show his worth. And that's what you do at big clubs. You can't just have a spot based on merit to what you did in the past. And that's what we want. We want competition.
Yeah.
And if you look at Arteta, that's his modus operandi. If you're in the team and you're banging, you ain't coming out until a man can shift you. Until a man can shift you, you're not leaving. You know what I mean? If your level drops, then that next man will come in. But that next man's got to come in and reach your level minimum. And if he can take it on. So, and also, Jesus is going to need time to get back up to speed when he comes back from injury. It's a long injury to get sharpness, to get his level because it's so high, his intensity because it's so high. It's going to take him a while. So you're not going to just drop him in there and expect him to play like he was before the injury.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly. But yeah, let's move on from Eddie Nketiah now. We spent a good
We have
show,
to.
and yeah, he deserves it. He definitely deserves it. That statement game, the respect will be there, and his game plan.
Unless you're going to go on to then another one that I've been championing from the day one.
Do you know what?
Yeah, good.
You know what? We're gonna go from back. We're gonna go from back to front in this because you know what I want. Because Peony asked the question here. Thoughts on Ramsdale? He was brilliant, but also aged me 10 years.
Some of his long bomb passing and even medium-sized passing was unbelievable with his feet. Oh, yeah. But man, he's got to catch that ball.
But that's it. This is it, because this is it now with goalkeepers, and this is what we have to look at. He made a brilliant save, from Rashford beforehand, before that happened, and it was in that period where Saka scored that amazing goal.
We just turned on 2-1. Yeah,
and then that's when that's for me. That was Man United's best spell of the game, and it was that period where we've just scored. We sat back a little bit, and we didn't really manage the game well in that point, and we let Man United come at us, and Rashford was getting into the box and pushing us deeper where we didn't want to, and then Ramsdale, off a deflected shot from Rashford, made a fantastic save, and then about 2 minutes later, that corner comes in, he flaps at it, and Martinez scores the equalizer.
People were saying Tommy interfered with him, but I don't see it that much.
He gets in front of him. He does get in front of him.
For me,
as he's going right. So as he's going for it, it's a lack of communication. Maybe if I'm gonna give Ramsdale some criticism, it's probably because he should have shouted a bit harder, and or obviously we don't know, or Tommy didn't listen to the call, but. On that, that one mistake, all Alisson, Edison, they both have dodgy moments. But if you look at it, it's very rare that Ramsdale's dodgy moments cost us a goal. It's actually quite rare. The way he plays on the edge, front-footed goalkeeping, it's high risk. So it's when it fails, you're gonna drop from a high. But he doesn't let those things bother him, sit on his mind. They're gone. He's got that goldfish memory, and I wouldn't say he's 100% culpable for that. I'd say 50-50. No. But that said, it could have dropped anywhere. It's a fluke header. It's a good header because he was going for goal. But compared to the rest of his game, it doesn't really.
I hear what you're saying, Wilf. I do hear what you're saying, and I don't think that's a mistake because of his risks that he takes.
No,
I think that's just an error of judgment in terms of claiming the ball, because basically Man United, if you watched it throughout the whole game, I know we all did, in terms of their set pieces, they tried to lump balls on top of him. If you saw, we carried out similar tactics.
Hope for a flick, hope for a mistake.
Crowding the goalkeeper, sticking players in and around him. Weghorst was in that area, etc. And I think what he tried to do in that moment was break free and say, no, I'm claiming this cross and I'm catching it. When really, he's got to be punching that ball. So I think it's just one of them moments. I think if he does that again, 9 times out of 10, he punches it away.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. He's so confident that he believes he's catching that. And then you almost have to, if you don't change your mind quick enough, you have to stay with it. But like Will said, you almost need, because Tommy was in the way, almost need to change your mind and just punch that thing away.
Yeah. What was you going to say, my bro?
Yeah, I think. I was going to say it's one of them things, because he's quite a young as a goalkeeper. These are the things that he's going to learn from, because he had the confidence that he was going to grab the ball and probably underestimated the power of the cross. And, yes, it was a mistake, but it wasn't like a Lloris mistake when we saw last week when we played Tottenham. He's just gonna have to learn, and that's the thing with Ramsdale as well, is that he's learning and he's gonna make a mistake sometimes, but he has the mentality to move on and show up. And I like him a lot, and it's just a humbler and just a wake up call for him and for the whole team that you can never
Turner maybe doesn't
slip
have better
for 1
feet,
second.
but he's got better hands.
Well, also
Yeah.
you got to remember he's operating at a level of De Gea, of Edison, of Alisson, of the best goalkeepers in the league. And how old is he? How big is that age gap?
Yeah,
Right. You're looking at almost, in some cases 10 years, in some cases 7 years. He's senior experience wise, and he's up at their level, and where he's making the same mistakes that they make, or the same amount of mistakes that they make. Again, imagine him 2-3 years from now, he's going to be unplayable. He's going to be unplayable.
His kid, his distribution's amazing, man. I haven't seen a goalie like Alisson's has been good, but at times it's trouble too. But there was one play where we were on the right side, right back, and he did a kind of got it back, once or twice. Ball, then he crossed it all the way.
Yeah, crossed the base.
On a dime to Martinelli way up in the left forward. It was an amazing ball.
That's it.
And it looked like it was going out. It looked like it was going out, and everybody was like, "Oh wow!"
Like on a string, like just man.
And that's it. To add to King's point, because I think it's spot on in terms of like how Ramsdale's personality. He's very confident and sometimes too confident. And I think that moment he just got overconfident. But
he just I'm catching this. Yeah,
I'd rather make my goalkeeper make a mistake due to overconfidence than what Lloris and what De Gea does at points. Because look at it's night and day. Look, the Ramsdale tries to catch that ball where De Gea punches a ball where he's not getting. He's completely unmarked in that moment, and that unsettles defenders. As someone who's played at the back, and even at a lower level, if I'm
they're always punching it, you're like, what the hell, man?
Exactly. If my goalkeeper's moving like that, then it makes me feel on edge a lot more, rather than how Ramsdale's done it. So I think
it takes your mind off your game.
Exactly. But just the last thing on Ramsdale from Westbird says Ramsdale was totally world class against the Spuds, but I think he was below his usual high standards, in my humble but accurate opinion. But hey,
I disagree.
Cup though, guys. Did we play Turner once or what?
Yeah, on Friday.
Not
I think we do. Not in the Premier League yet. Ramsdale.
No.
In the FA Cup, you would Friday.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is it, Westbird, because he was phenomenal. He was so perfect against Tottenham. It was impossible to do that again, especially when he hadn't been tested anywhere near as much. In my opinion.
The big test that he had, he made vital saves at vital times.
Yeah.
Who was it to his left hand side there? He pushed it out. Was it Rashford? No, not the one-handed one. The one-handed one to his left, and he pushed it double-handed out. Somebody had a shot from range. There was what he needed to do, he did, and he gives that assurance. He's becoming a presence there.
Yeah.
Strikers are starting to think his name when they look up on goal. As opposed to it's the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But I do see where Luke is. I know I said that was going to be the last thing.
Leno just about screwed one up here.
But that's Leno. He did that plenty of times in an Arsenal shirt as well. But what Luke is saying here, I do think he is right though. In terms of opposition teams are going to target Ramsdale at corners. They are. I think that's what they're going to do. If you have a look at the Aston Villa game, they scored directly off a corner in that game. Who else was it? Was it Leicester? I believe we're very strong at defending on set pieces. But if there is
a lot better than we used to be,
exactly. But if there is a chink in the armor, it's trying to put the ball on top of him.
And they will work on that. They guaranteed. Arteta will be working on that now.
Yeah, of course.
He's not. We're not the only ones who's noticed that, and he'll be working on it.
But yeah, exactly. But let's get now talking about the second contender, third. Who knows? We'll have to hear when we get into through all the players. in Alexander Zinchenko. Before I pass it on to the lovely panel, Wes Bird in here, and Tezzy said it earlier as well. That Tezzy said that Zinchenko's 100% her man of the match, and Wes Bird says Zinchenko is pure class and such an intelligent player, and we are so blessed to have him in the team.
On and off the
His
field.
passion is fantastic. King, we'll start off with you, my brother, in terms of this. Alexander Zinchenko, my words, once again, an outstanding performance. And just before you go, and I hear you wax lyrical about him, in the games against Spurs and Man United, up against £100 million Anthony, and Spurs' best player at this moment in Kulusevski, 0 times he's been dribble past. Off you go, bro.
Or beaten in the air.
There you go, aerial duels, every single one.
Listen, Zinchenko, we can see why he's the captain of Ukraine. You know, that winning mentality that he has, that passion, and you know, he always want to win. He always want to go forward, and I think his right foot is very underrated.
He wasn't even at left back today.
No. I saw him in right midfield. I saw him in central midfield. I saw him in left midfield. He was popping up everywhere. You know, he was just like, it was amazing. It's one of the best individual performances I've seen this season. And, you know, I just love the way he wants to play football. And, you know, he always wants to break the line. He always wants to go forward. And whether it's his left foot or his right foot, whether it is on the left of the park or right of the park, he completes the angles, and he does it fantastic. And you know, you gotta say fair play to Arteta, who managed to get him in. And I know, you know, that he left Man City, but he's come here and he's coming to win, and he's showing us every time why he's the main guy, why he's starting.
Exactly that. Fantastic. What a high level of performer he is. And Wilf, another one, you've been waxing lyrical about this man once again. And this guy, when we've questioned him, the only area we've said that we probably worry a bit is defensively. But I'm sorry, he ain't put a foot wrong. And the statistics are out there to show for it. Harry did a great piece on it as well, talking about how he's actually a better defender than Tierney.
I mean, there's two men in this team that has proved me right the whole season. I love it. I said from before he kicked a ball, before he put on an Arsenal shirt, he was going to be how important he was going to be to us.
Before we heard the song at Selhurst?
Before that, when I saw him arrive at the hotel after he signed the team, and I've never seen a playmaker come from left back. Yeah, at one point he was in the right wing spot ahead of Saka. You know what I mean? The boy was just running things.
I was like, is that Odegaard? No, this
is what I'm saying to you. And because we've never seen it before and done this well, opposition don't know what to do, because it's like they're concentrating on Odegaard. I don't know, we're going to get to him there, but all of a sudden Zinchenko pops up here, there, and everywhere, and it's like, hold on, this is supposed to be the left back. We can't even get to where his position is because he's pinning us back so much. The little touches, the little inside touch for the first goal. Oh my God. I was sitting there thinking, right, he's putting this over to the far post, and then he's just outside of his foot into Martinelli to Xhaka, and then Xhaka with the delivery. Xhaka, who had a very understated but very good game. I thought he had a bad game, but he was, when I saw it properly, it was just But this brother is, when he was at City, I knew they had something, and I don't care what Pep says. Behind closed doors, Pep regrets getting rid of, if not both, definitely Zinchenko, because a Zinchenko in that side now, I think gives Man City the title with what he brings to the team, what he brings, the threat that he brings. I think Zinchenko right now in that Man City team, I don't think we would be as far ahead as we are, or if we weren't. He's the vital factor between the two of us. I can't sing the praises of this silky player, calm, cool, collected. Just he's like if it could be a secret agent. He's just that cool because he's never getting flapped. He doesn't get flapped. And again, even when he's not having the greatest game, he still does everything so well.
Exactly. And Moss, man. I've got to talk to you about this because you know what? Before, when we were linked with first linked with Zinchenko, which was before the Lisandro Martinez, I said to Moss, I don't want Zinchenko. And I said to him, because I don't think, I said, and I'm man enough to say this myself, because I was like, defensively, I don't think he improves us.
And that's what they said at City too, Tariq. That he wasn't good enough defensively, but they kept winning. They keep winning.
And I've got to give it to you, Moss, because you're the one who said it. No, man, I want
it's a back three system where you finally admitted.
But I don't. It's not really finally admitted. But it's definitely something you said, and I remember was talking about is you create like the fact his passion and talking about the intangibles of Zinchenko, as Welsh just wax lyrical, King's just wax lyrical about his ability. But one thing that you spoke about was the heart and fight and the passion, and you can see it through how he speaks about Ukraine and how he pulls on that Ukraine shirt. So must take it away on Zinchenko and how important he is.
Well, as much stick as I was giving you about, it's really going to become a back three system. It really is, but we're such a unit, and I think that's what he's getting to is our guys like Xhaka, our guys like Ben White. They know what to do in all circumstances. Like Zinchenko's bombing up. Oh, he's into the midfield. Oh, we're working it. He's way up on the right side now. And it's like, okay, Xhaka fills back. Gabriel pushes over more. It really is a back three. And you can't name me one game where we haven't won possession this year. And that's literally because the system MA is putting in where we just dominate the midfield because Zinchenko's really playing midfield. So everyone worries about, we need a CDM. We need a CDM. Well, no, I want us to get a really good all-around midfielder, but really Zinchenko can play midfield any spot, anywhere you want.
Yeah, he could cover for Odegaard, he could cover for Partey, he could cover for Xhaka. Yeah. And also, look where we're winning the ball back.
It's given this ability, don't you think, Trev, that everyone knows where they need to cover everyone when they're doing something different,
Yeah, and look where we're winning the ball back. It's on the edge of the 18-yard box or maybe 20, 25 yards out. So there's no chance of any team getting momentum.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
You're right. As soon as we turn it over, it's like City and Barca, like Zinchenko, Xhaka, Odegaard. They're just pressing and longing you to get the ball back right away.
It's like a python just squeezing the life out of you.
Yeah,
because I know props go to Man United. Man United didn't play that badly. We just stifled them so much that they couldn't get any traction, any foothold in the game. Because you look at their shots, they're very efficient, but when you limit their efficiency,
they have to rely on counterattacks only. Really.
Yeah, and they have to be even more efficient when you limit their chances.
Whoops. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Playing with Zinchenko is almost like a cheat code. It's like we are playing with 4 midfielders, and that's why we have so many options. It's so hard to play against us because we can dominate, and we always have like an extra man in midfield, or sometimes even 2 extra men because Spurs played with 2 and we had 4. It's fair play to Arteta, man. The way he's developed this team and the players.
It's a very
and the
well devised system now.
And it mixes several systems within a game.
Yeah.
So like Moss said, when we're attacking, we go to 3 at the back. When we played against Tottenham, it's 4 across the midfield. You know what I mean? And so are we a 4-4-2? Are we a 4-3-3? Are we a 3-4-3? Well, and it flows throughout the game.
Yeah, and that's as Moss said there, like the fluidness. But the best part about it is that everybody knows where if someone's in a certain position of the pitch, they know where they have to stand. That's the best part about it. And what I just want to say about Zinchenko is, guys, the intelligence of this man and the freedom that he's been given by Arteta. He never had this at Manchester City. It was João Cancelo who had that freedom, and it wasn't.
And yeah,
It wasn't
intrigued. Don't you
Zinchenko.
think if they had Zinchenko, like Trev was referring to earlier, they'd be rocking because Cancelo could play his right back spot.
Yeah, but I
think they regret that a little bit. And what Will also mentioned is the dressing room factors. Jesus and Zinchenko are just great to have around your club.
You can't replace that dressing room. That's what I'm saying about the intangibles. You cannot replace that. You cannot. That's what you can't replace. I think Cancelo, on technically, they built the system around him. He's not done him bad. He was a massive part why they won the Premier League last season. But Zinchenko being within that dressing room, keeping their mentality going is so vital and important. What I wanted to say about Zinchenko was, guys, this guy doesn't just play in two positions. He doesn't just enter the left side of midfield. The guy was on the right side. He's everywhere. And that's what I'm talking about. The freedom
that play started. He was breaking up like a defensive center mid.
Exactly. The responsibility he has in this Arsenal team. And this is why he looks so passionate and why he's in such a groove, because he is a real true leader. He is a leader of men, and in the way he is and how he conducts himself. And from that very first moment, he stepped into the dressing room and the quotes came out and he said, "We're going to win the league." And some people laughed.
Fulham, nearly.
And some people laughed. Not this guy. He's raised the standards. Him, Jesus, and Arteta, of course. And then
think about it.
They've all raised the standards.
Streak and Will, how many young attacking center mids that are superstars, captain of their country already, would have just accepted a left back role? Not many people in the world would.
Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who didn't have those, who didn't have that
runs with it.
He didn't. Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who didn't have those accolades, unfortunately didn't. And this is where we have to talk about when it comes about the intangibles, which is in between there. And that's why Zinchenko is so amazing.
Yeah,
I think the difference between him and Ainsley is he was aware that left back role wasn't restricted to left back.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Because could you imagine if Ainsley had settled down and he would have probably been a right or left, and listened to what Arteta was doing, he would have found himself playing most of the game in midfield.
Yeah.
Playing
most clubs in the world
wings.
You could have started at right wing back. Now where are you?
And he could have developed into what Zinchenko is.
That's my point. That is my point. It's about the mentality. It's about the intelligence, about seeing the bigger picture, seeing the future, and going, all right, fine. On paper, I'm left back, but I'm gonna have the freedom.
I'm gonna show them
of a playmaker, playmaker, and yet every man will cover me if I go over here and diff, because at points Odegaard, who we're going to get onto next, was playing in that slightly wide left back spot when Zinchenko was up on the right hand side, or like we said with Xhaka on this game he wasn't getting forward too much because he's aware of his limitations. So he knows he ain't beating for people for pace and mobility in there. So let me drop him to cover where Zinchenko was and let him maraud and do his thing.
Yeah, exactly. Let me just go through some comments, and then the next person I'm going to talk to you, and I want to hear your thoughts. This is another contender for my man of the match. I don't think he's the one because, as we said, we spoke about Eddie and Zinny, and we still got Saka to come as well, of course. But guys, let me just talk about Zinchenko, round it up with your comments. I think his all-round game is superb. Yes, he's a free spirit. He overloads the position in opposition in midfield. It means we open up teams due to his movement. Exactly that. You can't mark him.
Yeah. You mark yourself out of the game.
It's true, exactly. I was buzzing when we signed Zinny. It's just common sense. Win now, just like Trossard is. Big up yourself as well. GGTV for you as well in the place. Hope you're well. What else have we got in here about Zinny? I might be missing out some more before, but I'm just going to pop them up here first. Luke says, G. Neville said Zinny wasn't a leader. He also said our first place Arsenal aren't title contenders, whilst fourth place United.
Well, we all know that
Yeah,
Gary Neville's smoking something that
Yeah.
shouldn't be smoked.
it's called wankerism.
Yeah,
I wish I
don't
could
know
hear
what
all
he's-
these
what he's
Gary
saying.
Neville things. I never hear them.
Mate,
I put in the
from
chat.
the
I would
time-
bet. I would bet.
You don't wanna
I
hear
would
them.
bet the opposite every time.
Oh,
Neville said something.
from the time he said he couldn't see the Arsenal game plan when it came to the transfer window, everything that he said since then has been either agenda loaded or just pure bloody minded ignorance. You know what I mean? He just refuses to accept the truth of the matter.
He's such a
Exactly.
wanker.
And Peony, you are right. I was wrong again. You did say it about Liverpool, and you did say that their regression would come this season.
He
I
called
think
it
you said-
like last year at this time.
I think he said it before anyone. Anyone.
Yeah, he did.
Last
Not
year at
just
this
me.
time,
did.
he was saying Liverpool.
That's the
are gonna
TPG,
qualify.
man. The TPG knows what they're talking about.
Exactly. But yeah, I just want to hear now, guys. He's not been spoken about, and I think this Arsenal show will make it a little bit unique because Gabriel Magalhaes, right? This brother, yesterday, I'm not hearing enough praise for him because he came up against Weghorst, who's not the greatest of strikers, but a guy,
Come on.
every single ball that was there, he was overpowering, he was winning it. Even when Ben White and Tomiyasu weren't able to step in those central areas at points, he
When
was.
we're
stepping
not
in
hearing
there.
about Gabriel, it
Dominating.
means he's played a perfect game.
Yeah.
But Moss,
Dominating.
he's passing as well. King,
Yeah.
Better and better,
I
yeah.
want King
Yeah.
as well, especially to speak on it because me and King, right? We praise Gabriel Magalhaes a lot.
Yeah,
But
you
there
have.
was, I wish I could play it. I wish I could play it without getting a copyright strike on the channel. He played one ball, a blind pass, Zinchenko-esque, and it played straight through the heart of Man United's defense.
Yeah.
This guy he's so underrated.
Nice.
And when I said, and this is I gotta praise myself here, and then I'll let you go, King.
Yeah.
I said this guy can become the top 5 center
He's
Yeah.
100
in the
million
world.
center back. He's 100 million.
You've been saying that for a long time. You've been saying
I
that
was
from
laughed
I
at.
think COVID time. From COVID
Yeah.
times. I remember you saying
He's
that.
got all the tools, and now he's learning and he's developing. King,
His positioning was great yesterday.
exactly. King,
For me, Gabriel, I just love him, and the reason why is that he came in first and he was very raw. He was always strong. He was always good in the air, 1-on-1, but he was very rash and very temperamental. You remember the Man City game last season where he lost his head and all of that. But this season, he's matured, and to get dropped by your national team for the World Cup, where your teammates are going. He
When
could
they
have dropped
needed
his
him
head.
too.
but
Like, he
Big
was
mistake.
left
Big
center back
mistake.
they didn't have.
Big mistake.
Yeah. But instead, he's raised his own level, and his technical ability on the ball is crazy because I didn't see that. I knew that he could improve, but I never thought he would improve to a level where his passing is amazing. He's now breaking lines with his passing, and
Bruto's
he's
like,
so
what is this
intelligent
guy?
on the ball. Like, I don't even know if you noticed, but he's now the ball playing centre back.
Yeah.
He plays more passes than Saliba. And all of us thought that Saliba was going to come in and be the ball playing centre back,
I
but
think
he's taking
Saliba's
over that
given him
role.
a world of confidence, though, King. Don't you think? Like
Yeah,
Saliba just settles him down and positions
and
himself
another player
nicely
that
for Saliba.
Arteta's and his coaching staff has managed to develop another player that's improving, another player who's raising the levels. A lot of the criticism was, who has he improved? He's not improving anyone. Well, I can make you a list of players that Arteta's improved, and the evidence is there, and it's just so great to see. And then you think about how young these players are. Gabriel is just 25, and
We have our center
he
backs
hadn't
locked up.
played.
Oh,
We got the two
Remember
best
that
centre backs
Gabriel-
in the league.
and then we signed
I
an
think when
amazing Polish one now. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Go on,
And I
King.
think when
What was
we
you gonna
bought
say?
Gabriel, he's just played like 18 months of senior football in Europe. And that, if you think about that and where he will be in 2-3 years, is scary. He's definitely going to the top, man. He's so underrated because he's not flashy. He's not a Rolls Royce,
Yeah.
but if you take that aside, he's a fantastic centre back, and people need to put some respect on his name.
He's a
Honestly.
Humvee. He's a Humvee. He's different kind of class. I mean, we have in Gabriel and Saliba in that order the number 1 and number 2 centre backs in the Premier League at this time. I defy anyone to find another centre back individually better or as a pairing better.
Mm-hmm. That's it. I was laughed at, Wilf, when I said in my. You remember it, King? In my after the Wolves game when I said, I said Gabriel and Saliba, Vidic and Ferdinand.
Yeah.
You got this coolness.
I remember.
You've got that, and that's where they can be in a combined age of 40 plus 40
46. Yeah, they're both. Yeah, they're both 23. I know. And you forget how you think Gabriel is a lot older than Saliba. Yeah. When you look at them, you kind of but no, they're the same age. And when I think that's 5-6 years right there of them dominating, and who's sitting behind them to pick up the paces, you know what I mean? We've got a new boy, we got Benjamin White, we got Tomiyasu, and so many of them can play all along that back line. Interchangeable.
So true.
It's an abundance of riches.
Yeah, and that's it, man. And now he's a possession-based centre back now. The sky's the limit for him, man. He just has to keep this concentration. There's certain games for him, yeah. There's certain games where he steps up and he's amazing. We saw, I think, against Liverpool, Saliba was that guy. Saliba was the one who was taking it. But then against Leeds, when Saliba's not quite being at his best, he's like, "No, you're my brother." That's what you need to have at the back. Moss, you're another one who's played centre back as well, and you need to love your centre back partner. He needs to be your actual brother, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, you're on mute, Moss. One sec. There you go. Your mic's not connected. No. Your mic's not connected. It says yeah. Oh.
While we're waiting for Moss, there's one thing I have to say. On the minute we mentioned Ramsdale, Ramsdale, Cini, Gabriel, and Saliba, they all make mistakes, but very rare do those mistakes cost us.
Mm-hmm.
That is an important factor going into why we are where we are.
Yeah, for real. And Moss, in terms of Gabriel.
Center backs, it's not like we used to play sweeper, Greenbone Brawley members back in the day, and it was always about having that contrast, the killer marker center back and the smooth operating sweeper. And it's not like that, yet they are kind of like that, you know?
Yeah.
Like they work off of each other, and I think just the positioning's gotten better and better. Whoever our defensive coaches are at Arsenal, it's really come on strong, where they really know how to back each other up. Like Tariq was saying, you know, if Saliba's not into it as much, Gabriel just takes the physical responsibilities on him and just gets it done. And that's what it takes. But I think what you're noticing now is his touch and his quick passing to get it to Xhaka, get it to Vinny, get it to Martinelli, get going right quick, and a good touch is really improved.
Yeah.
And not only that, when you watch the game back, I don't know, we all will, how many times is he on the edge? And this is not from a set piece, on the edge of the opposition 18-yard box. Winning tackles, playing little through balls and stuff. I'm like, the amount of times I noticed it yesterday, I'm going, was that Saliba and Gabriel? Were they on the edge of that? You know, how is that? What are they doing there? You know, our box is back there. I know you think you should be around a box, but and that part of their game, both of them, is again underestimated in the fact that they can play in the opposition final third and not look out of place.
Yeah, and do you know what? And that goal, remember the goal against Liverpool? Saka made it 2-1, and there's Gabriel doing a little dummy at the back hole.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I mean. And this is not from a set piece.
Yeah.
It's not from a set piece.
That's why it's so amazing. And I thought we had to give Gabriel this shine because because there has been outstanding performers, and we've not even gone into the guy who scored the goal of the game for me. And Rashford was up there. Rashford is close. But Bukayo Saka, yeah. Luke Shaw's not a bad defender. He's not.
No. He's in the form of his life. He's arguably in the form of his life.
He was scaring Shaw to death. You could see Shaw was way backed up. And then Bakari was just taking advantage. He was just taking advantage of it. And cutting in, okay, I'll shoot. Okay.
Yeah. Exactly, because it's like, right, if you're going to drop off, I'll shoot.
Yeah.
And do you know how dangerous Moss, and that's a good point you've raised there, because do you know how dangerous that makes him now? Because that's going to do is, if he's on the edge of the box, we're going to have to push up onto him like Arjen Robben. If he can get that to his game, then he's gonna even create more chance and opportunity for him to go on the outside. He'll win more penalties.
With Odegaard,
or go down the line. Because remember, if you forget, he's still got a right foot. Look at the goal he scored against Leeds.
Yeah, for real. Exactly. Good point there.
You know what I mean? It's like the brother is unplayable at the moment. I mean, he
7.
he makes us
7.
Exactly.
7.
He
7.
is
7.
Yes, you know.
Is he the best Premier League winger right now, Kai Saka?
Yes.
Oh no,
yes.
I'm 100%. 100%.
Yes.
100%.
It's crazy. And he's 21.
Who's better than him? Name me
And he's 21
currently. The brother and his mentality. He's a mentality monster. Nothing don't phase him. You can lick him with a brick wall. You can run him over with a tank. Nothing phases him. When you think of what that guy's gone through in his short 21 years, and in the last 3-4 years, what he's had to cope with, deal with, and step up and be one of the talismans of this young side, to then step that up another level this season.
The only one that's had a crazier rise in the 4 years I can only think of is Mbappe.
Oh,
yeah.
Saka
You're right, actually.
Absolutely just went from a boy to like world class in 4 years.
Yeah.
Everybody around the world is scared of him. At the World Cup, it was just look how he frightened up them. What he did with them Frenchmen was
they couldn't deal with him.
You know what I mean? It's the guy ain't even. He hasn't even got to like half his ceiling, because he's not even come close to peaking yet. He's still got 4 more years before he peaks.
Yeah,
it's 5 years till he peaks.
It's ridiculous. It's true, and
you got to lock up all these guys for.
And this is why I've always
giving you a 20-year contract.
For me, he's the one with most potential. I know everybody used to say Martinelli, but I always said Saka. Always said Saka.
Thank you. I agree.
And this is no dig to Martinelli, but Saka is just he's a special kid, you know. I remember when he took that penalty against Chelsea after missing
For me,
that's when I knew that this guy, his mentality is different, you know. He's not afraid of anything.
What did I tell you about his mentality? It's just,
mentality monster, Peony says. Word of the day.
Exactly. It's true.
Mentality monster.
You know, okay, with all the guys that we've spoken about, and obviously there's one in particular that's missing, glaringly missing. But everybody keeps saying, we haven't played. Wait till we come up against this man. Yeah. Wait till we come up against this team. Wait till we come up against this test. I'm starting to believe we're the test now.
Yeah.
We're the test for the rest of the Premier League.
Everyone has to be
people talk about, Man City, we haven't played. We still got to play Man City. Man City still got to play us. And even their manager is going, if we play Arsenal now with the intensity and the willness to battle and fight and come at our throat the way we're playing now, they're going to beat us. He said they ain't beating us, or we're beating them if they don't check their level up to ours at minimum.
Yeah. I was
Exactly.
surprised AWB handled Martinelli.
Mhm.
I mean, thank God he kept Eddie on side there for that goal. But
And why? Because
he actually did a good job, and I thought he was.
But he's had he's having the best season of his life. Look what he did with who was it he played in the Man City game?
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he did really good.
The brothers on form. So
Yeah.
of course Martinelli's going to struggle.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. But we'll get into Martinelli in a well, we won't go too far into it because we've won the game at the end of the day. And I think Martinelli's struggles isn't just to do with Martinelli.
It was more just not getting the ball that much.
Yeah, and I think I'll just say quickly before we get into the comments and I'd like to hear your thoughts afterwards. I think it's Gabriel Jesus. I think he works better with Gabriel Jesus than he does with
100%.
Yeah, that's a partnership there. That's the partnership. That's one of the partnerships in the team.
It works really good with Jesus. Yeah.
It's like when you see Tierney behind Martinelli, it don't work. It don't.
But what did you think when Tross came on? That looked like a really nice diamond there. Xhaka, Zinni, and Trossard.
We'll also get into Trossard as well.
Yeah,
that looked like a nice.
Isn't he one of yours that you were banging on for a long time?
Who? Me?
Yeah.
No, King always wanted Trossard.
No, it was King. Yeah. King. I think wasn't it both of you? I thought it was both of you because when they were at Birmingham, you both were singing his praises.
Yeah, because he's a goal scoring winger. That's why he's a full.
He's a proper gunman. Yeah, proper gunman.
Gunman. Yeah, he's so calm in the box, and you saw it with his little dribble as well. But we'll get into it. We'll talk about him and the impact that we think he can make. Because Moss is a very good point you've raised right there. But I wanted to see what you guys are saying in the chat. And Peony says right here, Saka right now, wow. But took a while to start making great decisions in front of goal. I think that's a great point. And this is it. I heard Tim Stillman say it. This is his Fabregas year. Yeah. This is him. Where Fabregas took it from two goals a season to 10 to 20.
Double figures,
Saka did that last season, but now he's in crazy form. So I think
he's starting to realize how teams are so scared of him. And he's taking advantage of it, like you said.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why they always target him and foul him, and he's finding another way.
They don't want him in their final third. They want to take him down in the middle,
But it's
they can't afford him to be there.
Arteta, do you know what, King? Arteta's made us tactical switch in terms of how we pass him the ball. I wonder if you've noticed that. We don't pass it to him straight on anymore with his back.
He's in front of him.
Taking that away, you're right.
Yeah.
That's the best part because these are the little things that I'm like, this is why our manager is so clever. And as Pep said, he's so good. I didn't create his monster. He was already one. He knows everything.
Or they'll pop it into the space.
Yeah.
So he'll come short, pop it in the space because they know that he's got the afterburners to kill a man. And once he gets down there, then he's isolated with that man one-on-one. Like against Tottenham, like against Palace, so many games where instead of being able to hit him in the midfield, through the back, they, like you said, he's on the half turn now or over the top behind him, so he'll burn him, and then that defender's like he hasn't got enough time to hold him up till he gets reinforcements.
Yeah. Exactly. Spot on, bro. I agree with you there, Wilf. Luke says Saka destroyed France at the World Cup. None of them could cope with him. That's where he made his marking with England fans. This is it, King, when you said, is there any better winger?
They shouldn't have subbed.
Any winger better than him at the moment? No, absolutely not. I remember, because I'm as an England fan, I'm sure we'll all know as well, Wilf. Foden, he was rated higher than Saka for some ridiculous reason.
Up until this World Cup.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Up until this World Cup. I go further than what King said. Is there a better, or how many better wingers are there in European football at the moment?
Even in that France game, that reminds me, Wilf, they were saying Ousmane Dembele is better than Saka.
Right. This is what I'm saying to you. Which man, the only person I could put in there probably above him is Mbappe, if you want to put Mbappe as a winger. Really. But Mbappe's for me, he's a striker, but You know that you have to bring over Mbappe from a different position to test him, as in who's the best.
Yeah, that's mad, and that's the level he's at, man. But he's still not getting the respect. I don't care if you keep not rating him, keep thinking, he's good and he's really good now. But the kid is great. The kid is great.
World class. He's clear. I know that gets bandied about a lot, but he's world class.
And speaking of world class, I think that's a perfect segue for Moss to talk about the skipper.
His son.
Exactly. You know what? Because we haven't spoken about it up until now, because the best thing is, and I'm going to talk about the flaw and those things again, is it wasn't his best game. He was better against Spurs, but the kid is still wonderful. And he's still amazing. I saw a clip of these 2 passes he played to Zinchenko with the first time sweeping. And he not even looking, plays it. And then everyone's waxing lyrical about the little flip-flap. And
that
tried that a bunch of times. Did you guys notice that? Xhaka didn't even know he was gonna do that. Like,
he could have fooled everyone.
It actually worked.
That's the level that he's working on. That's the level he's working on. That
even your own teammates things like Bergkamp sees things, man.
Yeah,
it's unbelievable.
Player of the season, Moss?
Yeah, so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it was Jesus for me, even without the goals, because he made such a huge difference. And Martinelli just started banging, and Saka becomes so much dangerous because of Jesus. But no, Odegaard, because when they start concentrating on Saka and Martinelli, Odegaard just cleans them up, teams. So then when they focus on Odegaard, then Saka just kills them,
Yeah. Good point, Moss. Did you notice? Forget all the skills, forget all the passing, forget the leadership. We can keep going on with the intensity of him yesterday.
Mm-hmm. He's just nonstop.
Did you notice the intensity? Every time I think this brother can't give any more, the intensity level stepped up, and his close control in the box when he had 3 men around him, not once, not twice, but 3. Yeah, but 3 times. Man's afraid to touch him in the box, and he's got this ball. It's almost like he's in a bucket with the ball at his feet, and he still can't get the ball off him.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
The only one thing he's got to work on is his one-timers. He always takes a touch. He always takes a touch. Yeah, like sometimes just one time.
Yeah, just put your foot through it. Yeah,
and you can't. Do you know where you can't doubt him, Moss? And he will get better, because the thing that's always stopped me from saying exactly. The thing that stopped me from saying before like this season about Odegaard world class was he wasn't shooting. Yeah. It's not even the fact he can't shoot. He wasn't, because we saw it in his I think was this the first Arsenal game against Olympiacos.
Yeah,
when he went and smacked it past Jose Sarr. He's one of the best keepers in the Premier League since he's come in, and it's just about now he's shooting, Moss, because what teams do, because he's so clever with his passing. He's so intelligent, and he can find a needle in a haystack with his passing. They drop off of him because they're like, if we can block off this space for him to make that through ball, then he'll be fine. But Spurs saw that, and he struck, and he scored. And Moss, man, this kid, he just keeps getting better and better.
Yeah. What a deal it was now when we look back.
35 mil.
It's amazing.
I know.
And so many people were trashing him. I couldn't believe it at the time. You know how hot I got about it.
Yeah.
Oh, Kane just scored. Why am I talking?
But yeah, in terms of him, though, Moss.
Remember, not 35. It's 30 million. We got for 30 million.
Even that, that's a joke.
Even 35 would have been, but it's ridiculous. And you guys alluded to it before.
Bobby gets mad.
People were talking about Madison for 70.
But he's literally that influential. He's that.
Yeah, he is. He is. I remember people were Odegaard or Madison. Everybody wanted Madison for 70 million or whatever. Madison's not having a bad season, but is he at Odegaard level? I believed in Odegaard when he was on loan for us, and when he hurt his ankle, and it took him a while to get back into shape.
Yeah,
people equated that injury with his lack of form.
Weakness, and they were saying he's too light.
Yeah, all that kind of. You're coming back from injury and playing at his level. You need to be fully fit.
Yeah, it's true, man.
He puts in the kilometers, man. He puts in the kilometers every match.
Exactly, bro. And do you know what? Ødegaard's performance and his level, is it just me? Or is it making you really excited about Fabio Vieira? Because Ødegaard's grown into his body.
And you're right, because he's got time to really analyze this, really watch what Ødegaard does, and find himself how he fits in, you know?
Remember, we have three players. We have three players that can play his position, huh?
Exactly, man.
Vieira, Ødegaard, and Zinchenko.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And four.
But yeah, man, and that's amazing. Oh, a quick word on Xhaka. I thought he was the best in midfield yesterday.
I thought he was very smart game. Very smart game.
It took me a while. It took me a while
to so many times. Perfect.
Yeah. And it took me a while because I was thinking, Xhaka, because I was at a pub with a young lad that I take to football. And you know my boy, and his mum, and a few Man United fans there, And I was thinking, the tension was in the game, and I was thinking, Xhaka needs to do something. And then I started watching him, and went, I'm talking out my butt because Xhaka is doing something.
Yeah,
you're
not seeing him.
He's not. I started to watch him, and it wasn't what he was doing on the ball; it was what he was doing off the ball. The runs he was making. The overlapping, the underlapping, the dropping back in and covering a man and winning the ball. It's a different side of Xhaka that we've been used to since the rest of the beginning of the season.
I told you, Dreambone and Tariq, that in August when I saw him in person finally. I'm like, there's so much more on his positioning and smartness, filling lanes, knowing where to be that you don't see on TV. Hey, and
the discipline that Arteta's got out of him. The discipline that Arteta's finally, he's made him a difference.
Coach some days, Jacques.
Yeah, sure. it's like Arteta's tamed a wild stallion. You know what I mean? You knew that he had potential, but now he's got it, and now that stallion is your lead horse.
Yeah. And that's it. And Peony says right here, agreed Wes when Wes was talking about Ødegaard, and Wes said, Ødegaard, OMG, pure class, unplayable, the most important player in the team as everything goes through him.
Yeah.
And then Peony, and this is where Peony's preaching to the choir here, because I agree. But for me, I feel Xhaka is just as important. And this is why it's so amazing, man, to have the team.
Like Partey was having lots of nightmares first half. That passage.
He was
just kind of settles it in and consistent and stays on it, stays with them, and then Partey played really good the second half.
Yeah. It's because I feel like Xhaka calms Partey.
Yeah,
he's calm because Partey
keeps him zoned in.
Because Partey, because when the game, because I think it sounds mad because the game was that easy for him in midfield, where he was running through. I can remember one clip that I saw on Twitter earlier today. He ran through the whole midfield, right? And then all he needed to do was lay off to Ødegaard or Saka. Yeah. And then he waited. He did it, daddy, because he's like, I've got all this time in the world. And then he gave it away. And that's where Xhaka's like, no. Like, calm. I'll show you how it's done. Just keep it moving, simple. Like, Xhaka can, but can't always play the passes that Partey can. Partey is ridiculous with his passing, and that's the best thing about Thomas Partey for me.
Do you remember the point where there was a point where Xhaka set up a chance where I was thinking, why didn't you shoot first time? He was just inside the box. The ball come to him. I thought he's got to shoot first time, and then he just dinked it inside. The intelligence of his play, his brain has quickened.
Yeah,
you know I mean, because we always talked about Xhaka not being mobile, but I think his mobility has now come with his brain. He's let his brain be his mobility.
Yeah, totally, man. And those are the players right there.
He reads the game very well.
Exactly that. And the final thing before we get into some of your questions, because I've got some of Peony saved right here and Luke's, which are good, and it'll help us get into that one a little bit more. I just want to talk about Trossard. Moss, you brought him up, and his little cameo.
It was only 12 minutes or so.
but he had a big part to play in the goal.
Yeah.
But yeah, what I really noticed was just the interplay. Him and Z and Xhaka was really nice.
Because the thing with Trossard is, Moss, he comes in off the line a little bit more, whereas Martinelli likes to start wider. He likes to start where the chalk on his boots and then work his way inside. But the thing with Trossard is he can start inside, or he can make a run from out to in without the ball. And I think that's good. What was you going to say?
I'm really mad about last year not getting a striker, and then me and Luke were really getting on Petey and Creambone. We were going back and forth that Eddie's good enough. But man, with Trossard, I don't know if we really need a striker. Like, he literally play any spot, and even if Eddie got hurt, we could go there. We could do Martinelli, we could do ESR, but having Trossard is like the Swiss Army knife, man. Like, he literally can play any spot. He's such a good baller.
There's five positions that he plays, all front three, the number 10 and the false 9. I think the thing that impressed me the most about Trossard yesterday, was leading for the goal, where he attracts players now.
Yeah.
Because if you notice, there's 3 players around him. He draws them in, and he has the technical ability to take them on, or
got a lot of
where he can dribble. As he's drawn them in, just when they think, he's gonna try and get through us, he just pops the ball off, and he's opened up so much space. And how quickly can a man gel into a team? We bought him on Friday, Friday.
One training session.
He's a perfect
one training session.
Signing.
I actually think if you look at the likes of Zinchenko, which I think we were going for anyway, but Jesus instead of Vlahovic, and now Trossard and all them man that we didn't get, Maddison, you've got Odegaard,
Lissandro,
Lissandro, Zinni.
Sometimes they're blessings in disguise, aren't they?
All of them have all of them. I wouldn't swap with the person that they were supposed to, that they took over from. I wouldn't swap Jesus for Vlahovic.
Kane has tied Jimmy Greaves for all-time spread score.
All right, okay. I wouldn't swap Zinni for Martinez. All those Odegaard for Maddison, no way. The way they're playing now. So this is why people shouldn't have gone crazy about us not signing, because we tried to get Madrid. We tried, but we went. No, we're going to walk away.
They hold their horses on some of these big signings and don't get them sometimes, because when he does make a signing, it's like, man, that guy is just an Arteta player. Like, it fits perfect.
Yeah, he is, and I don't want to talk about him because he looked good. I'm not gonna lie.
It doesn't matter. The thing about it is,
it's going to be awesome.
One man does not make a team. One man does not make a team,
of course.
And I'm actually looking and thinking, Trossard
we'll get him in 3-4 years.
Fit. Well, Trossard might have been the better fit for where we are right now.
I get what you're saying.
Because he's good to go. Because he's good to go, and where we are now.
Got a red. Just right, that guy. It was way worse than they're saying.
But he's a dirty player anyway. But do you see what I mean about he's how quickly he's getting into the team. There's no bedding in time because he's been playing in the Premier League for ages.
He can't play FA Cup, can he?
Yeah, he can. Yeah.
He can. Yeah.
Because there's a rule where you can only play for two teams, you see. So if you play for any more than 2 teams, so say, for example, if you signed a player, you played him in a game and then you send him out on loan or something like that. Because basically, Martin Dubravka, he can't go to any other team now, Dubravka, because he's played for Man United and Newcastle. So that's what the rule is. You can play.
I always thought it was because he played for Brighton in the FA Cup, he wouldn't be allowed.
Yeah, they used to be cup tie.
Like that. You are right. It did used to be like that, but they changed that rule. I think it's since Aubameyang.
Not a bad rule.
Signed for us. Yeah.
who
What
also
happened?
wants to
He
go back
is
to Barcelona
He'd be
now.
allowed to play. He'd be allowed to play.
Yeah, he's allowed
Yeah.
to play.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's in my team.
Just before we get into the Trossard comments, Wesbird said thought Xhaka looked a little tired towards the end of the match. Thoughts,
Yeah,
Pete?
towards the end, yeah.
I don't think so. Because I remember him in the last moment of the game where he was up there with Eddie, helping him, and I think he won the ball back. In fact, when Eddie was into the corner and
He
he
was
tried
still
to play.
pressing.
Yeah, he was
But
still.
also,
pressing.
you got to remember that was a very intense game. So I don't blame anyone for being tired in that game.
The celebrations probably made you more tired.
Yeah,
At
exactly.
the end. The waiting for VAR and then celebrating again. But yeah, this is it, man. With Xhaka, he's so durable as well. Like, this is the thing. Have you noticed? I don't think this is one thing that we haven't really spoke about. The players that we have now, they don't like. And I gotta say this:
injuries.
Yeah. Touch some wood and
that's it.
Yeah, knock on some wood and.
But they're very durable, and once again, I think that's a massive credit to the recruitment. Look at Liverpool; they've got. Man, Liverpool's squad is ridiculous if you look at the amount of players that they have on that list, but they're all they can't stay fit, none of them. But whereas our players, they're very.
Do you remember
look what Mari Hutchinson thinking right now?
Oh,
I got 23 players in front of me.
Yeah,
it's his agent, man. He's a kid. I can't blame a kid. It's his agent always.
But I don't know if you remember me saying a while back last season that. Give Partey time to get used to, and Tomiyasu time to get used to physicality of the Premier League. Mm-hmm. Once their bodies adjusted, Partey's not getting injured now. He's not. We don't have
injuries.
Yeah, and we're not having to rush him back. So we gave him plenty of time. The ESR's getting plenty of time. It's people underestimate the physicality of the Premier League on a man's body. I'm not just talking about the physical contact, the pace, and the intensity of the games, but when you
talk about Xhaka ability,
but when you are playing that intense, every week, it's not like La Liga. La Liga, you don't have that level of pace every week. Italian football, Bundesliga, maybe, Liga, it's not that level every single game. So your body needs to adjust. Your body needs to go, okay, every muscle needs to be on peak form. We're not going to have any rest days.
Exactly, man. Exactly that. And that's, I guess, why Haaland's so crazy. And he's a specimen because it's his first season.
I know.
He'll be better than this.
Yeah, wait till he adjusts.
Yeah. He's not even adjusted yet, and he's still got 25 goals. It's crazy.
Except the row, and maybe Premier League's a farmers league. Then it's a little too easy for him.
Tell me about it, man. Probably.
Especially anything higher.
Especially in Man City. Oh my days! If we win the league over them.
I tell you, I was just about to say that if we win the league over them, there's no caveat of like when Leicester won, everybody else weren't playing well because Man City are playing well. Haaland is breaking records left, right, and centre, so they're not scoring goals. Nobody scored more than them. Man United are playing. Man United are playing well. Newcastle are playing well.
We're ahead.
We're playing well. Brighton, Fulham. We're
ahead of the Invincible season.
Oh yeah, we're on course.
This is unreal.
100 points. Yeah.
100 points.
If we get mid-40s, we won the title. If we get in the next set of points, if we lick anything near the mid-40s, we're winning the title.
That's
and it's to be playing at this level when everybody else is playing at a high level, because Chelsea and Liverpool are not in the running now. It looks like the Premier League is askew and nobody's playing well. But Man City are on what? How many points? 45 points. Yeah. take say for example we used to wipe Arsenal out.
Leighton
Look at that and
Baines,
go,
interim
Man
manager.
City are cruising at 45 points after 19 games, and they'll be looking at how many teams in second have had 45 points at this level.
Only Liverpool when they finish
Liverpool, right? So it shows what we're doing. You know what I mean? This even if we took a 3 injury hit list, our level wouldn't drop off that much.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah,
it's
man,
much different. It's so much different than the last few years. We're
exactly,
man. High cylinders now.
And it's true, man. Let me run through these Trossard comments, and then we'll get through a couple of questions that you guys have got in the chat. Really appreciate it.
Greg, what were you? I can't remember what you were saying. If you wanted Trossard, I know King was wanting him a lot, but
me. Oh, do you know what?
Yeah, they both.
When I first heard the news, I'll be honest, I was like, "Do you see it?" Because the profile of winger that we was looking at in Mudryk is someone who's very similar to Martinelli, who's going to take you down the outside.
Very speedy, yeah.
Very speedy. Whereas Trossard, he's got good acceleration. He's not an outside winger. He's an inside one. He's going to run you on the inside.
He's got guile.
Yeah, exactly. He can play you on the outside, but he prefers to go on the inside, take you on,
like Eden Hazard.
The box. Yeah, where he's got that close control in the box and he's a finisher. Fantastic. He scored more goals with his left foot than he has with his right this season.
Right foot, I know.
and the statistic that I heard ever since he's been in the Premier League, he's taken the same amount of shots on his left foot than he has with his right. I'm sorry.
And he scores in big games. That's the biggest thing for me.
Do you know what he is? And I know you don't like this guy. He's our son. That's the that's the son.
He's not a big game player.
but consistency.
Yeah. But do you know what? I'll be honest. He's a little bit like Son in terms of his inconsistency as well. He does go through purple patches, unfortunately. But
he shows up in those playing the big teams, that's what impresses me.
Exactly. And that's it. He's a big game player. And that's
I can't wait to see him in the Champions League, to be honest.
Yeah. And this is it at Arsenal. And do you know what the difference is now? And this is where Son gets away with it. And I'm probably Trossard when he was at Brighton, because there is no one else that's going to take over that position. In those teams, Son at Spurs and Trossard at Brighton, is you can't afford to be inconsistent at Arsenal because your place is gone.
You won't get it
Martinelli's not taking it. Smith Rowe is. If Smith Rowe's not taking Eddie is, Jesus is. You know what I mean? Like it's the levels.
Yeah, someone is.
So, so that's why I'm happy about that. And where's also, what was you going to say?
Go on. And also, our league position and our current form made it easy to get Trossard.
Yeah, definitely.
So quickly after Madrid, because they're like, well, that's boy, let me come. So I'm good. Let me see. Go from Brighton to getting a chance to win the league. Oh, hell yeah.
Champions League. He's thinking Champions League. I'm Belgium.
No, he's thinking league, Moss, first.
Well, go to first place. But
Champions League is a certainty.
Is going to rock in the Champions League.
Yeah, but the Champions League is a certainty. But I could win the league.
Mm-hmm. It's true, man. It's true, and that's why we're going to get a certain Declan Rice later. I don't think we'll get Bellingham, unfortunately.
We're saving money, Tree.
It's more to do with the work that teams have put in to get Bellingham so far.
Yeah,
I mean, they've been chasing him for 2 years. Some of these
and
teams.
We're up against Real Madrid. So
I think Liverpool's desperate to get that Bellingham.
Yeah, we won't offer Bellingham 400k a week. We were like, no, you're at this age that you're at, although you're amazing, you're going to be in the same wages as like Martinelli, Saliba, and then
Liverpool's going to throw a lot at him.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't mind it because I don't want to break or bend our wage structure for anyone.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Not want anyone, because
we've seen the team. Yeah, it could upset the team.
We've seen it plenty of times with players on that level before where they've not. It's upset the balance, as you said there, Moss. But let's get into the comments about Trossard first. So we got Wes Bird saying Trossard looks sharp, like he's been an Arsenal player for years and slotted straight in. And exactly, Tezzy May also agreeing with you there, saying Trossard looks like he's been with us all season long. It's true. Leandro Madame Tussauds looked legit indeed.
Tussauds.
He did. Cheaper than Muddy Rick. I know. Yeah, he was cheaper, and I do think he'll have a good impact in the short term. And I do think Mudrick will have one.
Would
as
he,
well.
if we did get that bids accepted with Mudrick, do you think we would have bought any of these guys now?
Well, like Kivior.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe, because I think he was on the cards anyway. He was that. Remember, I kept saying to you, well, there's going to be a sneaky under the radar signing.
Yeah.
I think he was always going to be it.
Yeah,
that was on the cards from time.
Yeah,
they've been looking at him from ages.
Before New Year's, I saw him in the Athletic, and that's mad. Like, I love them signings, man. I love them because that's where you know everyone. You keep talking, like big up Tom who does the shows and that, and big up everyone else who does like breakdowns and stuff. But Arsenal working, man, and that's what I want. I don't want to know everything like Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to know that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man. Hey,
like that cartoon I sent out. You know,
maybe
Arsenal and Liverpool and City are just putting things out there so Chelsea scrambles. Hey, let's get this guy.
Exactly.
That's what we got to do. I think we got to do that from now on. We have to.
Meanwhile, work on what you really want. Yeah,
exactly that. And what else have we got in here? I say we're on track for 107 points. That means we have to win every single game. Hey, I'll take it. Indeed. We need to stay calm and humble and take it one game at a time.
Yeah.
I can't get ahead
Never
of myself.
humble.
Otherwise, I'll end up in A&D. I hear that, Moss. And Wesford, definitely. I'm taking it one day at a time. Like, I think Arteta said it, we're taking it one training session at a time. Yeah. And that's why I respect it.
Yeah.
Because if we don't get ahead,
what's up with El Neni? He seems like he's more injured than they said.
Yeah, he picked up a knee injury.
Yeah, it's a knee injury. When a knee injury is always bad. You know what I mean? They take time. Even if it's not that serious, you have to get it back to full strength.
Yeah. His body's breaking down, isn't it, this season, unfortunately, because he had that serious hamstring injury as well.
Yeah, I think it's lack of game time.
Yeah,
coming into an intense game like that, and your body's not up to speed.
Yeah, exactly. He must be, man. And yeah, it's a shame. It's a shame because he's a good man in terms of he'll come in and he'll do a job.
Him and Ronaldinho, they close games out for him.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I think would El Neni start against City if he was fit? I don't know, but we'll get into that. Don't talk about that City or who you want to see yet play, because that's a topic I've got here for the final 10 minutes of the show. Arteta will get Trossard performing more consistently. Love to hear that, Luke. You know what? I agree. I think he will. In that sense too, Mr. W has really liked him for a while and says you heard it here first.
Yeah,
about Leandro Trossard. Yeah. Josh in the place. Big up my brother Josh.
Big up Josh.
Want to swap Saka for Maxi?
Not a chance. No. Not a chance.
I'm all right. I'll give you 50 million as well. No way. Nah. Maybe for a packet of crisps as well, maybe.
Yeah.
Doritos are my favourite. What about yours? What's your favourite crisp?
Salt and vinegar. Salt and vinegar.
Walker's salt and vinegar. Straight
Walker's salt and vinegar. Yeah.
What about you, Mark?
I'm cool.
Yeah, I'm more like
chipsticks.
The nachos, the Doritos, the spicy. Yeah.
And do you know what? This conversation, I knew it. I knew it fucking straight away with it. I knew it. I thought, literally.
Don't go there. Let's not go there. Let's walk into that room.
I thought Peony is gonna love this crisp, this crisp.
That's why you wanted Paqueta.
Exactly. McCoy's over Walker's. Yeah, I agree. I haven't had McCoy's in ages. Come on, Will.
McCoy's
are you agreeing with the enemy like that? Are you agreeing with the enemy like that?
Well,
McCoy's like lazy.
They're stronger flavored as well, ain't it? Like they got a stronger.
No, I don't like the ridges. Man. They're too rigid.
Oh no.
Don't like the ridges.
But look at this, guys. Look at this. And then big up yourself, Ed. He says, look at these handsome chaps. And it's not too late for these three beefcakes. McCoy's are that's what makes it better. Exactly that. Exactly. But big up yourself, Eddie, in the place, who's a Man United fan. And he says here, big up to you and the
Josh, what's Newcastle making any signings? I thought they would this January.
We'll have to wait and see.
To knock down top four.
They need to be scoring goals. They need to be start scoring goals.
It's true, man. They need forwards or attackers in that sense. And Eddie says here, enjoy your win for now. Still City to play twice, bro. Bring him on.
They got to play us. They got to play us.
Remember? You heard what Pep said.
They're the ones scared.
Pep respected you, Eddie. He respected you, and what happened? They got beat. So,
are we onto the Man City thing yet? Or
we'll move on into the. Let me.
Go on, do your thing because I've got something to say about that.
Whilst you're talking about City, what team would you play against City? Luke's asked here, and then we got Peeny's questions in here as well to end on.
I put one out there, but yeah.
What was you going to say about City, Wilf? And then we'll move.
Okay. This is with regards to the title. Yeah? This is with regards to the title. Hold fire. Then hold it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think I was wondering if Mario was going to start reacting to that as well.
You start hearing that,
yeah. I thought, oh no, they're going to start.
He's got his ears up.
Has he really? Oh, fair enough. But whilst Wolfie's sorting that out, what team are you playing? I saw you put it in the chat earlier.
I made a mistake. Is like they're going to play Zinchenko to play his old team for sure.
Would you though? Because with his with Tierney
and then how far away is our next game after that, T?
8 days. We play Saturday against Everton.
Sorry, I'll come back with the Man City thing on the title. I think the pressure that they have had to face over the last 4-5 seasons with Liverpool has taken their toll on them. I don't think there's any pressure on.
How many comebacks have they had to do?
Yeah, I don't think there's any pressure on us because there's no expectation outside of that dressing room, outside of the club, and certain elements of our fan base. Everybody else don't believe that we're going to do it. So there's no pressure on us. The pressure's all on them to keep up the momentum, keep up the chase for us.
Yeah.
And deal with the fact that every team that's playing them is gunning for them. Yeah. As regards to the team that I play, I probably would put Turner in goal, but I wouldn't be gutted if he's not. I would stick with the same back two, the two centre mids. Centre backs.
Yeah, I do.
I would keep with Zinchenko.
So hold on, before you carry on, you're not starting Kivior for his first game?
No, not in that game. Not against Man City. I don't.
One of the
you could easily crush him before he starts because the intensity level of that game up against Haaland, his first game. Are you nuts? You know what I mean? I'm not saying he may well come out and smash it, but I wouldn't risk having
a bad
doing that much damage to
confidence.
him. The confidence. I wouldn't do that. I could see bringing in, keeping Tommy Yasu at right back.
I'd start Tomiyasu.
That's what I was going to say.
Yeah, I'd start Tomiyasu because he needs the game time. Midfield, I'll probably keep the same.
I'd be tempted to play Sambi, but with the amount of rest we had, like you said, Tariq, you might as well play Jack.
Arteta's going for everything this season.
Yeah,
Arteta's going to win everything.
We got lots of rest time.
Yeah, 8 days. Arteta's going to win everything. He'll play a very strong side. I think Trossard might come in.
Yeah, he definitely will.
Trossard come in for Martinelli, but then it's Eddie, Saka, and Martinelli across that front line. I wouldn't make too many changes.
What about Moss? What about Vieira? Would you bring Vieira in?
I'd definitely get him in that game, but I think because now I know Trossard can play, I would play him.
Yeah,
and you got to play Zinchenko to show up his old team, I think. And I would play Turner. Yeah, I'd give Turner a go at the FA Cup.
And how about this now, guys? Because I think we forget about this as well. How about you insert not all positions?
I would
but
definitely get
positions.
Vieira, ESR
Yeah.
in the game though.
And this is and this is what I'm going to say. And this is a different dynamic that we've never thought of before because we've never had the opportunity. 5 substitutions, and would you make certain players you can play up until halftime, 45 minutes you can start, and then 45 minutes
and almost tell them that ahead of time.
Exactly.
Yeah,
You know,
but it depends on
plan it.
but it depends on the game state at the time.
It
That
does,
might be the
but-
initial plan.
Yeah,
that
it
might be
does.
the
But I
initial
know what
plan.
Tariq's saying is like, hey, just go your hardest because
I get that. I get that.
We're going to be doing this no matter what.
Yeah,
but obviously that would be open to the parameters of the game at the time.
Yeah,
so you can stick with that. But I mean, put this way, if we're 2-0 up, then
ESR, ESR and Trossard, they need a whole
Vieira and ESR, I would give
that's them two. They're the ones
70 and 60 minutes respectively. ESR, I'd give him half. I'd give him 20 minutes. Vieira, I would give half an hour.
I think ESR is going to need more minutes though in the legs at some point. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I understand that, but if you brought him in with half an hour to go, that's a lot of game time to play. Considering he's not match fit.
Yeah, I think it's. I hear what you're saying, but I think it's easier to plan if you do the 45 minutes. I think it's easier to plan it if you do it in the 45 minutes rather than in the 60th minute. Let's say we're 1-0 up in the 60th minute now, and you're Arteta, and you're like, boy, there's an opportunity. If I want to make this substitution and bring the ESR on? Whereas whether the game's 0-0 or 1-0, because it's like, hopefully we won't.
Then you feel like you're letting down the player if you change your mind. Yeah.
So are you saying start with ESR?
No, I'm saying you can start with Erdegaard and you can bring ESR on in ESR and Vieira. So let's say if we, for example, I'm trying to think now, where would ESR come in for? Xhaka possibly.
Xhaka,
yeah, and because I do think that's where he's going to end up being anyway. ESR in that left half space, and so them two in particular because they need the minutes. I think because when the Europa League comes back in March,
we need those guys going hard. We need them going,
and that's why Tomiyasu and Tierney starts for me. Maybe you want to do the Tierney thing as well because bearing in mind Arteta's not a man who wants to make many substitutions anyway. He doesn't like doing that during games. So and the only time he really likes to make them is at half time if he feels like it. But
Wouldn't that be nice and being at City and having the luxury that we're up and making wholesale changes at halftime against City?
That would be lovely.
This is a mess.
What would that do to the team's mentality as well?
Trust me.
Both teams.
We're a level above you now.
Because Arteta don't want to get beat, does he? He doesn't. In any game. This is it with Arteta. He hates getting beaten.
We're playing.
Both managers. Neither manager does.
We're talking about. We're talking about mental wars and stuff with Pini, but we lose that game. It's like they kind of, we still got 2 league games against them. It's like we win that, and it's like we got these guys.
Yeah, but it depends on how we lose that. If we lost that, say 3-1, 3-0,
it's the mentality.
Yeah, but if we lost it by 1-0,
we're a level above these guys now.
Exactly.
Yeah, but if we were to lose that game 1-0. I think the dynamics changes for the games going into the league game because we want revenge.
Yeah.
If we win it, then we go in there confidence going, we've beaten them once. And you got to remember, this century, Man City have lost to us every time in the cup.
Yeah, Pep has. I think every time we played,
every time we played them in the cup, they've lost, especially in the FA Cup. So I've got a feeling. It's all well and good saying what team are we going to pick. Is Pep going to outthink himself? Because I can see him not playing Haaland in that game.
And that's what Peony says. But, with City, though, this is the thing why it's a win-win situation, whether we win or lose. I mean, if we win, I think we're favourites to go on and win the cup. City, whoever you beat City wins the cup for me. And I know that didn't necessarily happen last season, but Sorry, the level that we're at right now. If we beat City, we're favourites. And if we lose, I don't think we have the depth currently right now to compete across 3 competitions anyway. Do you know what I mean?
I hope Odegaard shines and just like, hey, Holland, buddy, you kind of made the wrong choice.
Where we strengthened and with who's to come back, I disagree with that. I think we could only just
3 competitions,
to,
2 maybe
go deep in 2, and I think we could win 2. Whether it's the league and the Europa or the league and the FA Cup or whatever, but I just think with looking at with Arteta looking at the mentality of this, there's that word again, of this squad, I think he's gonna want to go for all 3 and win something. Because if we come out of this season winning something, whether it's the league, whether it's the Europa, whether it's the FA Cup, or 2 of those,
it's massive.
That winning mentality breeds to, okay, we came close to the league, but we won something. We know we can win something. We know we can, because it's important. I know we won the FA Cup, but it's important for this side to not do a Spud, not do a Tottenham, and we need to win something this season.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
You're right. Yeah, the confidence just goes another level going to the Champions League next year.
Yeah.
We've got ourselves a trophy, and that's like I said, it's a state of mind that hey, we win trophies at this club, not like Luba Steve's there playing Fulham.
And it's proof that we're winners.
Exactly,
and I think that's what's more important.
Young and winning.
Yeah, let's get into the comments before we wrap up. Pep didn't respect us. He was naive against United, 1-0 up. Kept the high press. It'll be interesting to see both Arsenal and City's high press clash. Will one of your teams result to countering? I don't think so, because they're both very stubborn managers.
And
especially a high octane match. High octane.
Yeah, it's that boxing analogy again. It's going to be a slugfest.
Let's not forget last season, man.
We took it.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you.
The better Manchester City team.
Yes, that's what I'm saying to you. It's going to be a slugfest.
In their heads.
It's going to be a slugfest.
And could you? The atmosphere at the Emirates, Etihad will not compare. They cannot get close. They cannot. They cannot replace him. That's it, as Pep Guardiola would say. Honestly, the atmosphere from when we went, guys. And
thank you.
I loved it. And imagine yesterday hearing everyone talking about it. Man, it's a different place. And you heard it on you even heard it on when you were watching it at home or in the pub.
It was
the intensity.
We saw the Ashburton Army right in front of us, and we were there. Like 4-2 up, and they're singing, "We won the league at Anfield."
Yes,
we won it at
the
Stamford Bridge, Old Trafford.
We
were changing the Leicester songs to our own. It was
It's great, man. It's a place.
And this is what I'm saying to you, with the synergy that is happening with this team. This is another thing that I want to say. Yeah, I know we talked about the players and everything, but because I lived through it, I'm getting Dean Wenger vibes from this Josh Edu Arteta crew. I'm getting the same harmony vibes, that they're on the same wavelength, they're on the same plan. There isn't Arteta has no plans to leave until he's done something with this team. He's set an unforgettable mark with this side, and the harmonious nature of their working relationship cannot be underestimated in where we are as well.
Exactly, because
that's you've got an owner in Josh that goes, I know these two men are going to deliver what needs to be delivered for this team. Josh has learnt British football. It took him a while. He had to learn the hard way with the Super League and all the rest of it. But he now understands English cultural football. Yeah. Edu. Yes, he's learning anew, but he from his time in playing, he built up connections, but in different areas that other people don't, like the Brazilian market and the South American market in general. Portuguese. I'm definitely getting Dean Wenger vibes about this crew.
That's what you need, man. That's what you need. Dean and Wenger for us, and then Man United's equivalent was Gillen Fergie. That's what you know what I mean? You need everyone to be in tandem, and especially the two guys at the top there. Let's go to your comments, and a lot of them was about City, and we got a few more as well. And then we'll final question.
It's going to be a lot easier summer recruiting, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. and then,
who doesn't want to come to us?
And then we've got the final questions, and then we'll see what we'll wrap up with. I got a couple more to add at the end as well. Martinelli needs a rest on the push for Trossard as an outsider. That's my thoughts. I definitely agree with that. Martinelli's performances ain't quite been there, and I think he's had to play a lot hot, after the World Cup, and just giving that little mental break, I'd say. And then if you need to bring him on,
it fires him up too. Like, hey, this guy ain't taking my spot.
Exactly. He's not had that competition all season, has he?
No. Which is probably partly to do with the way his level has dropped.
Yeah, exactly. It's true. And it's hard. When you know what it is, that's the best thing about having a competitive squad. It's competing at the having players that compete and push your level in it. Yeah. So Turner, KT, Tomiyasu,
the lineup was
Saliba, Gabriel, work event.
Zinchenko with playing his old team.
Yeah, I think Tierney, he needs to learn as well, though, man.
Yeah, Tierney hasn't been getting to play.
Yeah. And if he can prove something here, then boy, it's Man City. He was good. He was brilliant against Man City in the last when we played him in January.
But because Zinchenko's been playing so well, people think that Tierney's level has dropped off. No, it hasn't. It's just that these are the.
He's added to his game.
It's just because Zinchenko is so good, it seems like he's dropped off. No, he's improved. And when he comes in, he does the business.
It's true, man. Like Zinchenko, I mean, Zinchenko hasn't played every game this season. We know that he's been injured a lot of it.
Tierney sat there and watched what MA likes about Zinchenko, and he's like, I can do this stuff.
And if you notice, his game's developing accordingly.
He's coming inside too more now.
Exactly, because Tezzy said, "What about ESR? ESR, he needs minutes for me." And this is where I think Ed was saying on T's 45-minute ploy. I think you can do that, but with elite players. I'm saying you can do that for Partey, Saka, and Zinni. The rest need more time, or can be rotated. Hey, I hear what you're saying, but ESR, top goal scorer last season, he ain't too bad.
I think they're holding ESR back so that he doesn't pick up an injury when he comes on. I think he probably is ready, but they've learned from last season because that was what happened with Tierney, Tomiyasu, Partey.
You thinking ESR. You're okay and you're not.
Yeah, we brought him back too early because we had to.
Yeah. There's going to be a point now where we're going to have to, let him fly in the nest in them.
He will.
Is that what you kind of think, T, on that 45-minute thing? Ed's mentioned? Is like you kind of tell these players, we're winning, we're tied.
Yeah.
Like Zinni, you're coming off. Partey, you're coming off. Saka, you might be coming off. No matter what, because we got the horses now. We can play Man City at their game.
Exactly. And it depends what Arteta wants to do. Like the 45 thing,
you can kind of plan that out, like you're saying.
Yeah. So he can start half of those players, and I'm not saying that you have to start. Like for example, he can start Partey and Saka, and then bench Zinni, and then give him 45 minutes in the second half, and then Tierney starts. Do you know what I mean? Like it depends on how Arteta sees it. So we don't. So it's not like if we have Partey, Saka, and Zinni coming off the bench, because then taking those three players out is probably we're asking for trouble to start with. Do you know what I mean? It's just saying I just need to see 45 minutes because that's
shuffling the pack.
Yeah. For them to grow into the get minutes in the legs. because I think that's why I like the FA Cup. But it's a shame that we got Man City, because if it wasn't Man City, we don't even have to play Partey or Zinni. Maybe Saka still, because we don't have a right winger. Marquinhos, he's there, but I don't think he's ready.
Yeah, he's not ready.
Not
for a game of this magnitude.
Do you remember when I said this to you after the Zurich game? And I was like, yeah, he was good, and I see a talent there, but to be at the level that we're at, it's crazy right now.
I think we should be hooking up Marseille for Marquinhos over there.
I like it. I like your thinking. I ain't even thought about that. It's a good shout.
We make that club so good, that Marseille.
Trust me. Look at Tavares at the moment. Yes, we'll definitely bring him on, but not to start. I guess that's about ESR. Josh saying, don't understand why we didn't sign Trossard from Newcastle United. Dan Ashworth, exactly, was Brighton's sporting director. He should have had connections, and Trossard is an Eddie Howe type of player. He is indeed. Listen to Wesbird here as we are wrapping up soon, but we got a couple more questions to go through. Don't forget to smash or caress the like button and big up the boys. Big up yourself as well, Wesbird. Really appreciate all your everyone as well in the chat showing much love and showing good interaction. Yeah. I do think we need to make a statement and try and win this one. Yeah, I do as well. I want it. As we get closer to it, I want that.
So do I.
It's put that doubt in their heads while it's creeping in. Yeah. Let's just put that doubt in there that we're gonna beat them. And really, when it comes down to the league matches, the way things are going, if we beat Everton, Brentford, take care of business, we could draw both those games. We could win one, tie one. We could win just one, and we're good.
Exactly. It's true, man. City CL. I think they've got. It's in February, bro. I think it's in February, Luke. So they don't need to make a few changes.
Third week in February.
No, but they
March. I think March
coming into the league games with City. I think they're going to be thinking about Haaland, because if Pep is doing what he said he was about giving up on the league or slightly giving up on the league title, he could rest. You could see Haaland getting rested in one of them games. That close to the Champions League.
Yeah, Haaland's for the Champions League.
Yeah, he ain't we ain't got that. I think theirs is March, but when ours starts, the round of 16 for them, because we got
an extra weight. Yeah,
because in February it's the Europa League that starts, because they're round of 32. Man United, Barcelona. That's gonna be good. Arsenal. Ed saying Arsenal double. I'm saying it. Whoo, double.
Yeah, we're getting one of those.
I was thinking about that today, actually.
Europa League, man.
Cup, which one?
European. Oh, we need that European trophy. Set us up nicely for the Champions League. Champions League next season.
That'd be funny.
I can see us winning 2 trophies.
Win the league and win Europa. Oh,
yeah.
That would be amazing.
Arteta said to Willian, we're going in the Champions League in 3 years.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah,
this will be the 3rd year next year, I think. So we'll have to win it then. All 3 of those. Yeah, exactly. I like that team, Ed. There, Turner. So I think I say. I think that's that. Is that the same?
Yeah,
the ESR.
No, same midfield.
He's taking Saka out. Yeah,
he's taking Saka out and putting in ESR in.
Yeah. And
or Trossard, because ESR can play. Remember, Trossard can play right.
I had Saka seconds.
So ESR on the left.
He's got one player missing in that midfield there, because he's got the three up front. Trossard, Eddie, ESR.
He's not got Odegaard.
Does he think we're getting down to 10 men already?
Ed just knows you don't need to even put Odegaard down.
Yeah, exactly.
He's already
used to give it.
Yeah,
I like that.
Start for 10.
I like that. Yeah, we've got more questions in here as well. Let me save them here. Let's have a look. Zinchenko spending most of the first half of the season hibernating means trouble for the rest of the league. Zinni, I swear,
he was working on the Mudryk deal and it fell through.
Yeah. Exactly, that's all it was. He was getting Vlada.
That's not a bad shout though.
It's true.
Because Zinni's due a goal. He's due a goal.
When it would have been something like what you were saying, Trev. Zinchenko kept coming back. It would have been like Tomiyasu last year, where it just keeps happening over and over.
Yeah,
and Tezzy's so right. That celebration when he scores is going to be. I don't know. You'll probably cry. knowing him,
I know.
he'll probably cry.
Spontaneously.
He's like, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, what's with the Sellies? They were talking about Saka did Rashford's celebration.
Oh, because he did that.
Oh, yeah.
They're buddies though. They're obviously buddies.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
It's a cool
so-
celebration. I like the celebration.
Yeah.
It's quite good. Zinchenko has. So what was that?
Speaking of, do you remember me saying, back in the day, I would have taken Rashford? Remember when he weren't playing that well?
Yeah, and everyone were hating.
I said,
on that.
everyone's going, nah. Could you imagine if we had got Rashford now?
Yeah.
And Arteta had worked his magic and he was in
I
this
said
form
you were
playing for
right.
us.
I was like, we'll never get him. Manuel never allow it. But MA, he would make Rashford super special.
It was only in the summer, man. Then it was in the summer.
I know, and they didn't want him.
Yeah. Nobody wanted him, and nobody saying, he's rubbish, he's this, he's that, and the other. We were saying, look, the brother's going through a bad run of form, and now we've found out it was injuries and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And mentally as well. You know what I mean? But he's in a different headspace right now. Zinchenko. Yeah, exactly. Zinchenko has such different qualities from Tierney. I hope he stays and he continues to help the squad with his style too. His runs down the line are still a good option to use. Yeah, it's true. It's true. I think he works better with ESR when he's down on that left. And I think that would eventually mean he'll work better with Trossard.
Well. Tierney would work.
But I think that is a very good point about this team because everybody brings something different. Whether they play in the same position, like Vieira brings something different to Odegaard.
We're so versatile now. Remember a few years ago, we'd be like, this player can't play there, this player can't do this. Now it's like we got so much versatility. Everyone covers everyone.
Like the Dutch
exactly. Total football. You know what I mean? Ben White and Tomiyasu interchangeable.
Exactly.
You know, all those players, you know what I mean? If we wanted to, we could swap Saka and Martinelli over sides. Jesus plays all along the line. Trossard plays all along the line. There's so many facets to each position now, and whoever they bring in, as well as having the qualities of the person they're replacing, they bring something totally different.
Exactly. So true, man. And then the thing is as well, just to add on that, is the level. I think what Arteta's trying to do is to make sure with Eddie and Jesus and with Tierney and Zinchenko is when Tierney comes in, the level doesn't drop too low where from what he wants him to do to go in that
it changes area. The level changes rather than drops.
Exactly. So he can
we're always so worried about Partey being out and falling apart. Say Xhaka went down right now.
Oh, Xhaka goes down.
Would you go OZ there? Would you go Trossard there? Would you go ESR there? I don't think we would go Sambi. I don't think we would go Sambi.
I wouldn't move Zinchenko, I wouldn't move him. Give him the freedom that he
has.
We
wouldn't need to.
I'm like with you. I think I might give ESR a chance there.
Trossard and ESR can both play there. Vieira can play there.
I mean, Sambi can, but I really think we need to loan.
I think Sambi
and Marquinhos need to get loaned.
I wouldn't be horrified if Sambi played there because I think that's where he's played his best games for us.
Not for Partey, but for Xhaka,
for Xhaka.
But man, let me run through the comments because we've still got questions to go through.
No worries.
So I'm going to run through them now. What else? Not as bothered. I was as I am. Mikel, he trusts Mikel. Sorry, I can't read at the moment. We'll put out a strong team with some rotation. I agree with that. Wes Bird telling us to calm down. Don't get ahead of yourselves, boys. Keep calm. You are right, Wes.
Hey, I disagree with that.
No,
because we're fans. We can go nuts.
Yeah, especially when
the way we want. It's the boys on the field. It's Arteta and the players that need to keep calm one day at a time. We're fans. We can go nuts as we want and enjoy the ride and dream and think about doubles, trebles, whatever.
When TPG was saying top 2 at the start of the year, we can't go much higher.
I know.
It's true.
And we were wrong. People were laughing at us saying top 2.
They were
laughing at us saying top 2. You know what I mean?
It's
How
true.
many people who said, "Oh, we're crazy, second, whatever." Look, we even underestimated.
Yeah, we were even underestimating it.
It's true, man. It's true. It is true indeed. But yeah, I hear where you're coming from, Westberg, because I think the thing is with me anyway. Like I'm gonna keep dreaming anyway. At the end of it, I'm just gonna dream to myself because I don't want us to feel that we're not gonna go that low again. But that Newcastle game, I don't want to do that.
I'm sorry. I have no qualms. I'm saying it with chest. I'm out there. I'm dreaming. Everybody's gonna know. I believe we're winning the title.
I believe
minimum. We are okay. Oh, right, fine. We're winning the title. Yeah. We're winning the title and a cup and a competition.
So we're winning the treble.
No, I'm saying we're winning the league and at least something else. At least something else.
I hope so.
If it's two something else's, then I don't mind being wrong by that. But I'm saying it with chest. The chest is here, it's big out. I'm saying it.
Yeah, I hope you're right, man. I hope so. Ibby says, is this the most liked Arsenal side in you know how long? Yeah. Exactly. I've been a fan since 2008, and I don't think I love an Arsenal. Hey, Ibby, a young one.
Yeah.
Ibby, me and you, we're relatively young because I can remember is 2005-06 season. That's the first team I can really remember. No team comes close to this one after then. Like I heard people say that 08, was it 08, 07, 08 or 08, 09 team? Nah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, for me, and me and Moss have seen. I'll say this: there is no team I've liked more. So this is with regards to liking. I'm not saying obviously that these teams that I'm going to mention have achieved stuff, but the Invincibles and the George Graham teams of Thomas Rocastle, them, the Adams and them lot. I love them just as much. Yeah, I love them. There's not a player I don't like in this side, and that's what I felt about them teams.
There were some dark times there, my friend. There were some dark times when we signed David Luiz and Willian. Oh my God.
Exactly. Look at these guys in the comments, man. I love them. Honestly. I love them. Tezzy's not happy. She's not happy.
Yeah, I know.
Oh man.
Welcome to my world.
I won't calm down. We're winning the treble, lads.
There you go. Go on, Ibby.
You got yourself, Ibby, man. I love that.
It reminds me of the team. It reminds me of the team when Wenger kind of took over. And then it's like he took over a good team, and then it's like, all of a sudden we're like
to the next level
over Mars, and we're adding these guys, and it's like, oh my God.
Eddie, it's true. It is true. But yeah, guys, here are the questions.
Okay.
Let's go run through them a bit quick there because I've got about 5 minutes or so. Yeah. So, Peony, because I do think they're good questions and I had them saved here for ages.
I saw you start a bunch,
Yeah, exactly, man. Do you think that because we've lost one game this season, it could help with the pressure side of the title challenge? Had we still been unbeaten at this stage, maybe that would be the narrative.
I still think we are the Invincibles. That Howard he proved it. Yeah. He proved it. He said Odegaard was not a foul.
I don't think it.
Oh, do you remember at the time? Because even Ed, if you're still watching, my bro, love you, man. But he was saying, nah, man, that's a foul. I went, no way. I was adamant. Bearing in mind, guys,
almost never call foul.
Yeah, I know. You call,
You know
and
me.
To go back and call it. That's
exactly. You know me. You man and not just you, man. There was non-Arsenal fans who were disagreeing with me when that Ben Godfrey and Tommy Assey thing last season. I was like, that's not a red. But that is that decision at Manchester United at Old Trafford. No way. No way. No way. If it happened the other way around, Man United fans would be going crazy.
Crazy. I don't think it made a difference
yesterday.
I don't think it would have made a difference.
Don't you think?
Either way, no. Just
we were winning.
What I'm talking about is if we'd been unbeaten, if we'd been unbeaten up until now. I think the mentality of this team is to go and prove to themselves, and by default, proving to the rest of the world how good they can be.
Yeah.
So all the narratives and the big tests and all the rest of it, I don't think it means anything to any of them other than us as fans and as pundits. We talk about the tests. Yeah. They're out there to go, let's show them who we are. Yeah, this ain't a test for us. We're going to show if they can you stand up to us? Yeah, everybody's talking about you're a test that we got to face. Can you live with us? And I don't think that we're having one loss or none would have made a blind bit of difference to that mentality.
Having cheat code Mudryk would have been just too unfair anyway. We would have cleaned up everything.
Yeah, but Arteta's got all of Pep's cheat codes.
And speaking about Mudryk as well,
too fast.
We didn't get Mudryk. I like how I say Mudryk, and we're not loaning can of vinegar. Should we expect any big name signings in this window? For me, what I want, I still think we need. This Fresneda, if he comes in, be wonderful because he's one for the future.
Yeah, we don't really need him right now, but he's a perfect signing for our future.
Yeah, for now, yeah.
For next season, 2.0.
His IQ, it's way up there for a 19-year-old.
He's 18, even younger. He's good. And you should see the size of him as well, you know. He looks like me, but with Slade.
Both sides. Both sides. I love that.
It's a tank. Bro, he's cold, man. He's so good. But I
don't know, you know.
Midfielder. We need him.
Well, that one came up today. I think Peeny mentioned it, but it wasn't on here.
What?
Like with Lampard leaving, that Onana.
Onana.
We kind of wanted him before. Jeez, if he wants out of there.
I don't think he's. I don't think he's there technically. You know, I really don't.
Yeah, I don't. There's no one in that Everton side.
He'd be a good.
There's no one in that Everton side. That maybe what's their winger's name? The one that
Demarai Gray.
No, not Demarai Gray.
Gordon.
Yeah, Gordon.
Yeah, how's he been not starting? How are they not starting him?
Other than Gordon, I don't think there's anyone in that.
I think Lampard's made some enemies there. Hey?
But I do think we do need a midfielder, though. I think that's what we're looking at, though, guys. I really do think we're looking at.
I mean, you never know with the Declan Rice thing because he's made noise now that he wants to come to. I you know what? Before today, I would have said that, but with the noises coming out of his camp, and people talking about how.
Stop it. You're getting me excited, man. Stop it.
No, but because the thing is, the three teams that are in for him, right? The three teams that are in for him. If you never know if West Ham go, well, you know what? Let's bite the bullet, sell him now, and then see because they would have had targets.
Yeah,
West Ham would have targets.
They'd be screwed.
But if they was to secure this deal now, and they go, Declan, where do you want to go? They say, I want to go Arsenal because I know it's Champions League and I'll go for a title push this season. And we come in with the 100 million. We bring forward the summer money, bought him, and West Ham could go out there and buy boom, 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 go, right. We want these three players, if that's what they want, and pay it straight away. It could happen.
It'd be it's running out of time. That idea is a good idea.
That's the only way. That's the only way we're getting a big name signing. But I wouldn't. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen. But I wouldn't be surprised if that worked out like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we already answered that one. But we brilliant question there from Peeny. I do think we need getting a midfielder though, Peeny. I do. Say that. We're getting Weston McKennie, who we were linked with today. We was linked with Weston McKennie today. So
really? Okay.
Yeah. But I don't know how serious it is though. Question. So what's your thoughts on the process with RE? Would you be happy for a result? What do you want? League wins or FA Cup wins or both? If you can think we can win.
I want this Prem title.
Prem, man.
I want all three.
I want all three, but Prem. I don't want to get too greedy, man.
How many times did we come second when we were this good back in the day, Trev?
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. All three. And I think we're capable of doing all three.
But I think Prem number one.
I don't think so.
The Prem for me, the Prem gives us so much bragging rights. It shuts up everybody.
Yeah.
It resets the clock. So there's no all these how many years since we won it.
History.
History. Oh, obviously it's the Prem. The Prem is the number one.
Yeah.
But I want minimum 2. I want the Prem and either the Europa or the FA Cup.
I want Europa over FA Cup. I want Europa over FA Cup. Easy. I'll say that.
To be honest, I would prefer that because it's a European trophy, but I generally don't care which one it is. If we win the Prem and we got one or the other, I don't care.
I've never seen us lift a European trophy. I want Euro.
I see. I have. So.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. I've never. Let me experience it.
I went to Baku for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Exactly. You there at Baku. Yeah. That's true, man. That's a great point.
I need that nightmare out of my head.
Yeah.
Exactly. And Ibi, me too, really. I haven't seen us win it apart from videos. As Ibi says, I've never seen us win the league as a fan. Watch the documentaries and all matches. Me too. Countless times. I've seen it 89 countless times as well. But I've never seen it live.
What even for the Invincibles? You've never.
No, I was too young, bro. I was too young.
How old are you in the Invincibles?
I was 5.
Oh yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's a distant memory.
Man,
yeah,
I was like flying that whole year. Like it was just like every game you just expected us just to destroy teams. It was
yeah. We won games in the first 25 minutes. We were like 2-3 in the first game. Yeah.
I can remember. This is faintly remember us leaving Highbury when Henry kissed the pitch. But the one the one that I can remember everything and every minute. The first game was us losing to Barcelona.
That's why that's my darkest time. That's my darkest time.
We played so good with 10 men too.
Exactly. I know. Right, that's why if the rules were like they are now, and it wouldn't have double jeopardy, we'd have won that game. We'd have won that game. We just literally ran out of steam in the last 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. There you go.
And with Eto on there, we couldn't,
Exactly, man. We got these people.
98, 99 were fantastic teams. Even Man U fans and players always say we had the best club at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Ibi, would you like more questions so this stream just goes on forever? Hey,
I'm good. If the questions questions keep coming in, it's good.
Man, you can't
the questions keep coming in, it's good.
I mean, yo, guys, smash the like button, if you haven't done so. We got 9 people watching right now.
Share it around,
share it around, please,
another
man. Yeah. If we could do this, if we could do this in any way where we could just go on and talk forever, that would be a dream come true. And especially when Arsenal winning. Come on, do you know what I mean? Come on, guys, let's go. But yes, Eddie, we have discussed it whether Jesus goes straight back in the team, and what we said is nada. He doesn't go straight back.
He does for me though, but
Moss. No, you can't.
No.
Do that. You send the absolute wrong
message.
I would do it
straight up. I'd be like, "You're subbing."
It doesn't matter. He sends the wrong message. He'd have to earn his way back into the side.
No, I agree with you guys in the premise that you got to sub your way in for a while.
But the thing is Jesus will get back in anyway. Eventually, because he's just that good.
He's gonna start.
He's that good.
If he drop another nastily good question.
Oh, is that what your face is? Was it Ibi? Look, why does Wes make up?
I know. I don't even. Humpty Dumpty is calling Wes cracked.
Oh, Ibi. No more questions, guys. I love you, but no more questions. Yeah. But this is a good one.
Badass question. That's the one I was smiling at. That's the one I was smiling
at. This one's hard to answer, isn't it?
Moss, show him your shirt.
I mean, mine, but
yeah.
Wilf, I think I could guess Wilf's. I'm guessing Zinchenko.
I was just about to say, different times of the season, it's been different players. At the moment,
at one point,
and Xhaka was at one point, and Saka. But for me, just because
you were saying,
at one point it's Jesus. Just because Eddie's fulfilled my faith in him, he gets a nod just over Zinchenko. Zinchenko, I've called since the beginning of the season, but I've been calling Eddie longer. So it's just it's Eddie for me
Tariq,
at the
you?
moment.
You already know who it is.
I know. It's
Ever- Ever
Seven.
since the start.
Ever
Ever since.
No, yeah, it's
start,
but mine is interchangeable, flowable, just like Arsenal football.
Yeah.
It's
Do you know?
Just like cheese, Wilf. Hey, you gotta try them all. You gotta try them.
Yeah,
all.
exactly.
Your Eddie to me is Xhaka. Like, because I agree with you. I've been me and you've been dying on this Eddie Hill. Like, on there. You've been on there front and facing. Like, I've been there.
I've been calling you. Come, let's go.
But it's Xhaka for me. He's the one that I've had to take everything.
You changed
From
my
me,
mind on Xhaka.
Same here.
Moss, I'm sure you remember this as well. I did a video when Aubameyang got stripped of captaincy, and who did I say? I know I'm happy, sir.
You said,
don't get me wrong. I'm happy.
Yeah,
this was the man.
Yeah. Of course,
he really is our. He really is our.
And to be fair, you were calling for when everybody was calling for his head back in the day. When he was, before the whole Palace debacle.
You were disappointed, but you never wanted him to go.
Yeah. You're calling and saying we got to keep him. We got to, he's important to us. Yeah, and he improved, right?
That's so important to me. That's the biggest thing. I don't care about talent. It's that. That's my question on Mudryk, right?
Yeah,
he'll prove like the talent's there. This is why I'm like, But if he ain't got that, then I'm glad he's not here.
I want to see what his mentality is like when it's not going right. Because if he came to us, everything would be going right. You know what I mean? We're flying at the top of the league, blah, blah. But they're down there. And I saw it from the first game, that Liverpool game, I saw frustration.
Game over, Spuds.
I saw frustration in him. And I thought the longer that goes on, how much is it going to affect his game? And I know, he's just. I tend to know. I tend not to look at him. I ignore him. But I worry about how he will be in a team that's not succeeding. Yeah. Even if he's banging, and the rest of the team ain't up to his level, what he's gonna do to his mentality.
Exactly. This will be the final one. Okay, we'll do it now. Final. We've got two more. That's it. Who's scoring that goal that wins the Premier League title?
Eddie.
Who's scoring the goal that wins the title?
Eddie.
Benjamin White.
So it's like when it's finally clinched.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, two clinch it.
Like to clinch it.
Where it's mathematically impossible to be caught.
I say it's Jesus. He comes back and he seals it.
Do you know what? I actually want it to be Eddie. Now you said that. Could you imagine Eddie and Nketiah? Yeah,
seals it. Ian Wright would love it.
That's fantasy.
Yeah, everybody would. All our Southampton men would love it. It's just that would be the best way to shut up his detractors.
Ian Wright has never wavered on him once. It's amazing.
No, because
Granit is more special. That's only because of the
redemption arc. Because of the redemption arc. It's that's the film right there. That's the film ending. That's the film ending.
Yeah, Quentin Tarantino, get yourself on that, man.
That's the film ending. Yeah.
Before we talk about films,
we need another documentary.
I can't do it, guys. I can't. There's too many.
They keep throwing questions.
Oh, what are we doing?
Having a really nice glass of wine
this year.
Really nice glass of wine.
By the way,
I'm going to buy it.
Can I ask you guys?
I'm going to barbecue some Korean.
No, I'm asking you guys this year. If we win the Premier, let's say May, we're April now, April 23rd. We're in touching distance of winning the league. Are you coming to the UK for the parade?
I might come.
Guys in the chat, I know Wilf's there already.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm thinking. Oh, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking of booking
Springtime
time
in
off
London.
now.
I might have to come back.
Because the last one I went to was the 97-98 one.
Was he?
The first Arsene Wenger's first day.
So when do they
I was
actually
there
do
on
it?
the.
Say we're still in the FA Cup. Say we're still in
No.
Cup,
They
and
do
we
it.
won
They
the
do it.
league.
They
Do
do
they
it
do a
all together.
parade right
No,
away?
they do it at the end of the season when
No
the
matter what,
FA
the end
Cup
of the
and
season. Okay.
when the FA Cup when there's no more games to play.
Yeah. So if we
Okay,
had the
that's good to
Europa
know.
League,
That's
if we had
good to know.
the Europa League finals at the end, I think, in it, or is
Yeah.
it sometimes it's weird.
It's the week before the Champions League final, so it is.
Yeah.
It's after the season ended.
Oh yeah, and then the FA Cup's during the season now,
Yeah.
isn't it? They've changed. I
Yeah.
don't like it. I preferred it. When
I
it was
don't
in
like
the
it. Same here.
Yeah. But so yeah, better see you all there as well, including United fans.
Yeah.
Because it's Man City. You know they're not doing the three-peat.
Yeah, exactly.
Tollington meet up, Moss Hotel Bun Cup. Exactly.
Yeah, you know that. Return.
Look at that. My birthday's on the 22nd of May. So if we win the title,
There you go.
But McDavid might be in the playoffs. They might not be able to bring him this time.
Oh
yeah. There you go. There you go.
Did you see Dwight Howard there on the weekend, by the way? Since when was he an Arsenal fan? Dwight Howard, the basketball player. But anyways, guys,
that's him.
Yeah,
guys, we will be here all night.
We gotta wrap it up. We've been 2 hours and 45 minutes.
We're pushing the 3 hour mark.
Exactly.
And it hasn't felt like that, It hasn't felt like that.
It hasn't. It has been an absolute ball, guys. Really appreciate each and every one of you in the chat. I really do love you guys, man. And you know what? It's even better to be sharing it with my brothers right here. We had King earlier on, but he had to dip, man. It'll be great to get
you. Me and Creambo, a lot of us older Gooners, we've experienced a lot of these great times before. I'm so happy for some of these Arsenal that have had to put up with some of the crap from other fans and the dark times. I'm happy for a lot of you guys that, man, it's coming to fruition.
Exactly. Guys in the chat, behave, man. Behave. We love you, man. Honestly, I do. We do. And it's no better feeling to be sharing it with you guys, my brothers in the chat, Wilf and Moss as well. Really appreciate you guys for taking the time out and talking about the mighty Arsenal. And we'll be back again. We'll be back again with an Arsenal show next week. Looking to do it Monday, maybe Sunday. I'll speak to the guys afterwards.
So FA Cup Fridays and Saturdays. Is there Sunday games too?
Yeah, there is Sunday.
There will be. Yeah, it's Sunday till later on.
Yeah, it might be better to do it on Sunday. That's why it just depends on what you guys are saying, innit?
Sunday's cool.
But yeah, we'll chat. We'll chat after it, but we will be here. Yeah. We will be here no matter what. We'll be here, and it's been a pleasure, guys. Hey,
thanks, Tariq.
Moss, give yourself. Hey, what's going on?
Me and Luke, we'll be starting a new channel, and it's all sports. We can't figure out a final name quite yet. We start thinking of Arsenal things or M&M things and other things that will just lead to biscuit talks and such. So yeah, we got to think of a good general sports name, and we'll be out there doing watch-alongs and late night sports for the UK.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, catch me on Instagram, CKMoss16, and I'm in the T Talks Discord and stupid Scuba Steve Harry Kane Greek Talks' team. Oh my god.
Exactly. Go check him out. CK. Is it CK Moss _? Or is it CK
Moss 16?
CK Moss 16. CK Moss 16. People, go check him out on Instagram.
Odegaard's dad.
Odegaard's dad. Yeah. So he's back him from the very start. My brother Wilf. Pleasure.
I have to drop because I've recently changed my Twitter thing. So being an old man, I've got to figure out what is. But you'll find me in the Discord as always. You'll find me here. Always underneath you, supporting you. And big up to everybody in the chat. The new people that I haven't come across, like Ibby, and GGT4, and GGT.
GGTV for you. Yeah.
For you, and all them man there. Love it. Up the Arsenal. We're winning the title. And then some. And I'm sorry, Wes. I'm gonna be unashamedly overexcited.
There you go, guys. There you go. I will be doing a watch along for the Man City game. I will be guaranteed on Friday.
Nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so that one should be good.
Nice.
So
What time's kickoff? 7:45.
I presume so. I
8
presume
o'clock. All right.
maybe 7:30, possibly 7:45, maybe 8 o'clock. But yeah, I'll be
You
here.
and CM sometimes should do combined one.
Yeah, he should. I do. Yeah, I do love chatting ball with CM, man. He's very, as you said, for a Man United fan. Boy, he's
And that was a surprise because I didn't know he was going to be on there. I thought it was going to be.
It popped up on my thing, and I'm like,
I was just like, that was a big one for me. I love that.
I love that, man. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, no Premier League preview show. Of course, it's FA Cup weekend.
Yeah.
But yeah,
what do you think, Everton? They'll have a new manager though.
Everton.
They will do.
Yeah, they'll have a new manager by.
I've got a theory about that. Actually, I've got a theory about that. Because every time it seems like every time that a team's doing badly, they get a new manager just before they play us. I think it's a case of like this manager is so bad, we cannot afford to go into the Arsenal game with it. Yeah, because we'll get demolished. And they're just like, we need that bounce. We need the new manager bounce just to give us a chance in the game.
We definitely owe them one because of what happened with Rafa. That was like their first win in ridiculous amounts of games, like 12 games, something like that.
Kick Tommy in the head. Come on.
And we just need to put our foot on the neck.
Exactly.
And every team's neck. Any chance. That's not our problem. You're down where you are.
And then when they go down, we take Damari Gray from them.
There you go.
But guys, we're going to love and leave you now. Thank you once again. Peace to you all. And
take care,
come on. Top of the league. 50 points.
Table.
Let's go.